I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce. Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manningsman. Hope you're having a wonderful morning on this day when the Reggae Boyz squad for the Nation League fixtures was dropped just moments ago. And we have 4 inclusion from the Gold Cup team and 4 exclusion. We're going to talk about that. And then big news, right, is that Shamar Nicholson is not going to Spain, but he has signed for League One team Clermont. Clermont in France. So Shamar Nicholson will be playing in Ligue 1. Playing against the PSG and FC Lens and all of those things and Lille and Olympique Marseille and Olympique Lyon. Shamar Nicholson is gone over to France, right? Not to Spain. So he has signed. It is signed, sealed, and it is concrete. All right. Yes, Shamar Nicholson. Big news, and we're going to give you some more Jamaicans who could be on the move in this window, right? So that's big news number 1. But welcome to the platform. I am your host, Manningsman. And as usual, you know the regular drill. Once you come on to the show, we ask you to hit the like button, to subscribe, and to share the content, all right? That is very important. It is Super Friday. And on Super Friday, we ask our loyal subscribers, yes, to contribute to the channel. Normally, we ask that they do it via Super Chat and Super Stickers. But we do not have the Super Sticker or Super Chat feature right about now. So in the meantime, in between time, you can hit us up in terms of contribution via Zelle. Zelle is a way to transfer funds online, all right? So support the channel by doing that. We are going to talk about Cavaliers' victory as well, hoping to get either the leader or Mr. Rudolph Speed to talk to us about their next fixture and where they are in the CONCACAF Club Championship or the Caribbean Club Championship, all right? Transfer window closing. We're going to look at the squad. Any surprises? We'll hear from you. Who you would have loved to have seen, and what are your expectations of this present squad that we have right here? Yes, indeed. We should have Mr. Marlon Gilbert Roberts earlier today, but as you know, he's very busy because he have clients who are making moves in this window. So now that the window is going to be closed today, we decided that we would move that very important interview to next week, Tuesday. He will be joining us live here, all right? So yeah, but you will also be allowed to call in at the 30-minute mark, so to give your thoughts and your opinions. All right, when you call, as best as possible, let us stick to the topic of discussion, right? And don't go all over the place, right? Let's stick and stay. We may be joined by Mr. Andre Fortune at some time today, and maybe if Cataract High Power is not busy playing somewhere being killed by another sound, he may be joining. Hopefully, he's in a better state of mind than he was yesterday when the type of discussion that he was having with us made us wonder if he is in his right mind. Big up yourself, Cataract, wherever you are. All right, all right. We also have some news coming in from the transfer market in Europe. Players at Manchester United getting medicals. Yes, indeed. So big moves happening. We also understand that a Reggae Boy, he had a move in place, but it just got collapsed. But when one door is closed, another one is open. Also want to, give thanks and praise to the Most High God, because we are alive today. We have breath in our lungs, and for that we are so grateful. You understand me? We are in our right frame of mind. God is good all the time, man. And all the time, God is good. You may not have all the things you want in this life, but today you have life. So give thanks for that. Give thanks that you're alive and well, and you're in, like I say, you're in your right mind. You understand me? Your faculties are all working. And for that, we are forever grateful. Again, be the best version of you, right? It's okay to hear what people say, but don't allow the criticism of people to don't allow it to form you or to change who you are. Be who you were meant to be. Don't be no cheap carbon copy. Be an original. Understanding not everyone will accept you, receive you, and love you the way you are. But listen, if you be somebody else, people will still not like you. So be you. And who like you, and who don't, that's up to them. So be you. And be the best version of you. It is Friday. Some people call it payday, right? So I encourage you, work hard. You understand me? And work smart. All right? Work hard and work smart. All right? Yes, so big up to all the persons who are here bright and early. Yeah. Bright and early. They are here. Triple E, fresh God in the building. Bam 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 bam. Daniel Smith out of the West. You don't know the West is the best. They say the East cannot test. Dwight Spence, Rob. So Robert Smith is here as well. Dean Fraser. Wonder if that is the saxophonist. I do not think so. All right. Listen, people talk about Manning's man, and they say, Simon, you see, Military Guna and Siobhan Peart were the person who did like the whole video setting for the press conference. Good job by them. You understand me? To big up to MGTV. You see, there so far we have seen MGTV gone involved to make things better. We see Simon Preston and Manning's man. Listen, it is good that so many. Oh, how could I miss? The great one has returned from the World Athletic Championship. He had to go over there to stand beside his client, Shakari Richardson. Welcome back to the platform, none other than the man formerly of Calabar, Brain to the Drain. No, well, his brain is not to the drain, but we call him Brain Drain, and normally we say brain to the drain. But I'm not saying his brain has gone to the drain. I would not say that. Big up Brain Drain, who is asking about Tyreek McGee. Big up Ricardo Badger, but Tyreek McGee did not make this particular squad. You understand me? All right. So Fresh God says, good setting for the press conference with the GFF logo on the podium and the sponsorship logos on the table. Just needed them to do the backdrop now. All right. We're there. Live 11 radio. There. All right. Yep. You understand me? So big up to everyone. Now, we're going, beating the press and the whole of Port St. Lucie. Alibaba. You understand me? Diego. Big up yourself. All right, down at Fort Lauderdale. Samba. Big up yourself. You understand me? Who again? Soul Rebel. J.A. Bless up yourself. Yeah, that's that. Who again? Everyone leave out the man. Spider. You understand me? Big Chucky. They are Portmore right now, not Chucky. Big up yourself. Who again? No. I have to heal up the whole of the man. Them no car. I miss a name. Hopeton. You understand? Hustle. Me Serena me his friend. Up, and running. All right. What are we missing? Want to say big up to Tavon Gray. Also got called up. He's in the squad. We had him on. Yeah. All right. He got called up. Yeah. Ian Campbell. I am at home. I was not at the press conference. So if you have a question, you understand me, you come and give your reason why they should be in and who they should be replacing in your squad. You understand me? Mr. Ian Campbell, but don't put no question mark beside people's name. What does that mean? Come on. Mark, oh, can I forget the great one? You understand me? Carry out at the airport, up and running in a man. You know the thing go already, man. Man is man have to remember the whole of the people that be there. You understand me? But the whole of Port St. Lucie. Yeah, that be. Yeah. Wagwan Malik Mills. Yeah, man. It's Happy Friday, man, setting the tone for a great weekend. Triple E. Fabi Frano. I hope Cephas live up to it. No, well, he needed an opportunity. I think he will do well. You understand me? Yeah, we need better. Listen, this is the first time Military Guna is having the opportunity to be like the person who provides this. And I think for the first time, it's a marked improvement. So big up Military Guna. While things can improve, I think great strides have been made, and kudos to him. You understand me? I believe that most people, when they started the YouTube platform, it was with the idea of helping to help Jamaica football, because a lot of times people miss this. They think it's about the Jamaica Football Federation. The YouTubers, for the most part, are about sports in Jamaica. When you think about Coach Minzy, his discussions and dialogues is not about the J3As. It's about just sports in general. All right? So here's the thing. All right? I got into the space to help Jamaica's football. To help Jamaica's football, sometimes you have to work with and through the JFF if you want to make meaningful contribution. It doesn't matter who the leader is or who the leadership surrounds. As long as you're being given that opportunity to add value, you go ahead and you do it. Simon has done it. I have done it. I'm military Guna. Neo has provided expertise from his side. Kyle Wallace is doing major projects to help with that, including a big one coming up for the games. And so as we continue, more people need Ian Campbell, Devon Porter. They're not here trying to help this person or this person. No, it's about Jamaica's football. And that's what we have to do. But every time we talk about this, people start talking about the JFF and the personalities. This is about Jamaica's football. 10 years from now, Man is alive. I want to be helping Jamaica's football in some capacity. I want to help our next young youth. You understand me? I want to help a next young person. That's just me. And if I can add value to something, add value to a person's life, that's big. That's really, really big. And that's what I am about. And I'm glad to see more and more people stepping into the space and getting involved and engaged. You can call us spies. You can call me whatever you want. You see, because I'm confident in who I am, labels, I don't attach people's labels to my life. I am who I am, not because of what my father said. I am who I am, not because of what my mother said. I am who I am because of what my creator has said about me. And nothing is going to change that. My whole purpose, my mantra in life is to add value to people's life. And I'm going to keep on doing that. And who don't like it? You don't know. I'm not going to tell you anything else, but who don't like it, don't like it. All right, so bless up. Military do him thing. Good look. Glad persons are able to assist in a meaningful way. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Arsenal no look good. This out about hey, out about Arsenal no look good. Malik Mills, go sit down. Yeah, what about Arsenal? Go sit down. Demo, the Tala was sell out the game last night. Demo, Tala was sell out the game, man. Kind of joke thing, you kind of joke bowling them the Demo. Salman come from where? Salman, like Salman him should have name, but Salman him not bowl nothing, man. Man give Amir one over, the man. Yeah, man try give Amir a couple overs right. Hey, Demo, I want the captain for the side. Big sellout, man. Like the man them give Ravman Powell a victory of making him feel good because Barbados got embarrassed the day before that. Demo, hey, let me check out the game of a match fixing, you know. But people, I was going to take on. And if you know Stephen A. Smith, I want you to clip this part. Kerry, clip master Kerry. If you know Stephen A. Smith, clip this part and put it on Stephen A. Let me take off the comment here now. Although I hear that him apologize. Stephen A. Smith of ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, let me talk to you. You see, the NBA champion is not the world champion. You see, the Major League Baseball champion is not the world champion. It is not no World Series. You see, the NFL is not no world champion. World champions are for people who participate in globally played sports and global events. And when you dominate all of those people, you are the world champion. You cannot have a team that is built up of people of different nationalities and then call them world champions. Because world champion is when you dominate other nations, not when you dominate your own league. Understand that, Stephen A. Smith. So when a track athlete, an individual track athlete is the fastest man for the year in the entire world because he has defeated all his opponents. He's the world 100-meter champion for the entire world. Every continent. You understand me? Let me help you. Stephen A. Smith. More people participate in track and field. Hope alive. We have a call coming in. Let me see that. Let's see if we can get this going. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Let me see if we can get this call going. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yo, afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, man. I hope you take a call because the time I'm see the squad where military put up on him Twitter page. And these are just my opinion, isn't it? Which I am okay with the squad. Isn't it? I am really okay with the squad. You know what I mean? There are just questions in terms of players. Not bad questions, but if these players can answer these type of questions. Reason being is that I'm really hoping, I like the squad because he maintained most of those guys who were coming in the Gold Cup, which is, that's what we're asking for all these times, that we can maintain this a proper squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what are the questions? What are the questions you have, like in terms of? Well, you said they are good questions.
I think it worked. Yeah. In that, I really hope Bailey. This is the question. I really hope Bailey can bring over for the form that he has out at Aston Villa for Jamaica. You know what I mean? That is one I really hope he can do. Can you do it now for us? Now that you have done it for Aston Villa. You know what I mean? Because he started the season very well. You know what I mean? Antonio the same. Because I think from what was coming in at West Ham, this man looked really different. He looked fitter. He might run really hard and look more hungry. So I'm really hoping that can come over for the national team also. You know what I mean? And for Cephas, I'm happy to Cephas too. You know what I mean? Because you're following from him there on it, and him just come on the scene on it. He make the move overseas to North Macedonia to Turkey. So I follow him, watch all of them game them. You know what I mean? So I really hope we can actually repay the coach and repay a lot of Jamaicans who actually love Steven in the squad. No. You know what I mean? People say him should have been at the Gold Cup squad. Well, you are here now, prove yourself. You know what I mean? So can you do that now? You know what I mean? So, and likewise, our boy Bobby Reid, which started the season very well for Fulham. So, can he actually bring them over to the national team? If these can be done, then I think we're on a good way with the national team going forward.
Yeah. Listen, let me say this. I will say, like I said, the squad is very good. I would not think like a coach, having gone to the Gold Cup semi-final, would have made wholesale changes to the team. So the fact that 4 players who I think really deserve an opportunity, call it 5, because Ethan Pinnock was not at the Gold Cup, there was a part of the squad. So to have him back, I think that's it strengthens the defense. Now,
it brings some leadership in the back.
Yeah. And then you have if something happens to Amari Bell, you have a Greg Lee. I think that's a very good cover. You have 2 young right backs in Tavon and Dexter. I think that is very, very good as well. Balance there. I think John Russell because you have Latibodir or Kevin Lambert who has just moved in that midfield, to have like a KC Palmer, which is part of what we have been missing, coming in for John Russell. I think
who started the season well too.
Who started the season well. I think that is good. And then Paris has not been playing a whole lot because he's looking for a move from where he's at. To have Cephas coming. So when you look at the changes for this particular window, I think we have very little to complain about and to just really,
true.
Yeah. So I do agree with you.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because I think Cephas is an upgrade to Paris. It is all opinionated. Somebody might have other things to say. But at the moment, I think he's an upgrade to Paris. So having him coming into Paris is like he lose nothing at all. I think we actually gain having him. And this is all based upon how they are playing in their club. All right? This is all based on how they're playing in their club. Having Cephas there, which is pace, is like if you take off Bale, you can have Cephas. If you take off Gray, then you have somebody else to think about with the pace and his directness and stuff like that. However, it is something I think he should work on with his in the final third. His decision sometimes can be a little bit off.
Yeah.
And this will happen for a while. I think he can work on his final third here in making the right decision, when to pass, when to shoot, all of these type of things. For him, I think he can work on that. And I really hope over the near future it can be done. I think he's a really good player. So let's hope our boy Shamar can have like a good 10 days with the national team. Because as I said, it hasn't been so well, especially from the Gold Cup. So being away with the national team, let's hope it ignites something in him now, and he can actually start from here.
And I think Shamar, because you just know that he sealed a move to Clermont in France. So I think, on the backdrop of that as well, I think that is a good thing for him and a good thing for the team as well. So lots of good things where the squad is concerned. And like I said, there's very little to complain about, but I can understand if persons say, for example, boy, I'd love to have seen Kira Anderson, but like I was asking yesterday, to bring in that player would mean you'd have to probably drop, I don't know, you almost feel like you'd have to drop who you're going to drop, and sometimes you have to...
But here's it. Has Anderson never played for the national team?
No.
All right, and you see, this is the thing I look at. And I'm going to just go off a little bit. Person complain about Harry Maguire not playing much game for Man U and then just dropping an England team starting. And I'm saying to people that, listen, they don't need to teach him a lot of new things because he knows the system. You get what I mean? He has been there for years, so picking him again wouldn't be a problem for Southgate. You get what I mean? So this is what I'm saying with these guys playing for Jamaican national team. The coach don't need to do a lot of new things because they have been in the system. They know how he wants to play. So it's not a lot. Any change is going to make, it has to be somebody who has been exceptional, like for Cephas, who has been really doing well. So bringing in one person doesn't change the balance off too much. You know what I mean? So bringing in 4 and 5 now just kill the balance sometimes. You know what I mean? So that is just what I have to say.
Yeah. That's good. Good points. Good points you made. But like I said, that if Kira Anderson was calling for somebody, I don't think I would have a problem. You understand what I mean? I don't think like I would be no. But at the end of the day, the fact that he's left out is, I don't think anyone can say like the person who has come in for him is not worthy of being called up, or the fact that no one was has replaced him. It's almost like if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, that's it. The next window he should. You understand me? And that's just it. Because I think it's a very overall. I think it's a very good squad.
Lastly, before I leave, I think the squad right now currently is that most, if not all, of the players are actually on form for their club. You get what I mean? Most, if not all, of the players who they call is actually on form for the club right now, who have started the season very well. So let's hope, as I said, the players can bring this over to the national team, and we can see great things in the coming days.
Yeah. All right, we have a next caller, so I'm going to turn it. Yeah, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Have a good weekend. Yeah. All right. We have Mr. Liverpool himself, Mr. Darwin Nunes. Yeah, Barca have moved to Clermont in League One. Dimo, good day, sir. How you doing? What say you about...
Good afternoon.
Sorry. Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, man. Big up to everybody in the comment section. Listen, I don't know, because I joined the stream late, so I'm not sure if people are complaining about the squad or if, people are complaining about absentees. I don't know, because I came late. But for me personally, I think the squad is fine. Great to see Casey Palmer back in the team. The coach mentioned, obviously, for me, I don't know why Corey Burke was there, because I'm hearing that he's injured and, still struggling with injury, but Phillips might come in if he can't manage. So it's like, why you not pick him then? Just leave him out. Just leave him out and pick Phillips. You know what I mean? Apart from that, good to see Pinnock back in the team, and actually very glad for Cephas. Hard work paying off and him getting the job done. But I'm very excited for this squad. I think we can go a very, very long way and it's going a very long way into what we're trying to do as a national team in terms of building cohesion, in terms of the people who him actually, bring back and stuff. And he said in the interview that, he wants to see other players and he never really dropped people because of bad performances. So I'm happy to see that he's trying to see who else him can integrate
Yeah.
into the side. So
And
I'm
so-
happy with the team.
Yeah, and something that I've said before is that there is no window per se between now and 2026 World Cup for us to try players. So over time, probably what you'll see is, inclusion of different players at different time, but not household changes to the team. So every now and then
Exactly.
you may see a 2-player or 3-player. So you may see like a Kira Anderson coming next time because there are no windows. Or like I think they suggested this in the press conference that they're going to play a lot of under 20s. So some of those guys may end up being looked at when in the windows they got called up play under 20 games. They are looked at there so they can come straight into the team based on their qualities.
Yeah, exactly. And so I mean, listen, like we don't have no big problems with it. I mean, remember when men used to Hector they ever get called or something like that. When I see Hector, so I don't know what happened there. So I don't know if you miss that, you can go back to watch the video. And the second thing, but just I don't mean because no controversy or no, just that because I don't know, I'm just want to ask. What is happening to Omari Hutchinson? Because he might play a team club on loan. I don't know what I'm going.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you have the information.
I feel all right. So here's what my understanding is that at some point he's having he wanted to spend a season to just focus on getting back to playing regularly, right? And then he'll make a decision. He wanted basically he needed some time to get his focus back because he felt like he should have been playing. He moved to Chelsea to play. He wasn't being given playing time, and he felt like he needed to work on that. Which I think, as a young player, you probably can do that because you still have a lot of time to play international football, right? So I think I know some people are saying that maybe he's reconsidering, but England. But let me tell you this: a lot of the players were looking at this Nations League to see if they would be called up. I am saying the players out there should take this squad selection by Gareth Southgate as an indication. I said it yesterday that not many of them are going to be called. As long as Gareth Southgate is the coach, there's a core group of players, Demo, that he's going to continue work with. If Jordan Henderson continue to play well in Saudi Arabia, Gareth Southgate is going to call him.
Listen, and I don't think anything is inherently wrong with that because as a manager, you have your soldiers who you have a ride with. Like when I think like Harry Maguire, for instance, and I mean, I know people are possible Harry Maguire, right? But when you look on the squad with Mings injured and Stones injured and all of that stuff, I mean, like the man did have to get called regardless of him not playing. And he's one of those warriors. But Calvin Phillips, who injured and not playing, like, I don't understand why him continue to get called. But like you say, you have a core and you have to call him. So, but I think if you say people have it, say, consider England still, there's about 15, 16 different men ahead of Omar Hutchinson for England. So I don't know why would have considered.
Trent, who has played in midfield basically for Liverpool, has not been called.
What? Trent is there, boss.
Sterling, sorry, not Sterling.
Oh, Sterling.
Sterling.
Love Trent name, man.
Sterling has not been called. You have players like Ward-Prowse, who has not been called. They're
Jared Bowen.
There you go. There are so many players that's like they're right there, have been doing well consistently. Ben White from Arsenal, not being called. So a lot of the players I think were waiting, hoping that they'll be called. I hope they're looking at this to realize that they need to head to the Caribbean.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But there's why would I think say man make the team there? There's so many wingers at England where they're ahead of him. I don't understand why people are think.
You have guys like Cole, you have guys like Cole Palmer.
Like, I get it. But so that was just basically my question, Omar Hutchinson. But I'm happy regardless. I mean, I like the squad. I think, it's strong enough. People there say like the midfield weak. I don't get it. Oh yeah, I had another question too. Like, we know Latibo there can play multiple positions, right? I don't think he has played his natural position for Jamaica yet, you know. So I'm just wondering, is he going to be a midfielder for us?
You know that Lati Bodier though. You know Lati Bodier. I think what club was he at? Chelsea in his youth days, I think. City. He played CDM. That's where he was playing at City.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it probably some of the game let him do it, but he essentially plays centre back, right back.
No, what I'm saying to you is that, but he's not playing right back at his club now. He's playing in a back three. He's playing on the left side. He's playing on the left side of a back three.
Yeah, but that's my question, man. Is Lati Bodier now fully converted CDM, or is he ever going to be centre back, right back for Jamaica?
I think right now, given that he played in the Gold Cup, I would go with him because he has played the position in his youth career. Maybe down the road when the coach finds a person who is, you know, who can play, then he will revert to one of those positions. But I can tell you this: anybody coming into the Jamaica side to play left-sided centre back, no say a bench them a go rub. As long as Ethan Pinnock is around his bench, that means like cause Ethan Pinnock starts and Amari Bell starts. Anybody else a bench? Like these Amari Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Andre Blake, they start.
Sure.
So if I'm a left side center back, if I'm a left, yeah man, all right, cool, Demo. Yeah man, bless up. Yeah, but thanks for the call. All right, so call in and give your thoughts. You understand me? That is the squad list: Andre Blake, Jamali Waite, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Damian Lowe, Tavon Gray, Ethan Pinnock, Amari Bell, Deshaun Bernard. Who will be so Tavon Gray? Deshaun Bernard would be their first time playing in Jamaica if they play. All right. Dexter, Lembi Kisa, Adrian Mariappa, and Greg Lee. Big D Len is saying that Tyreek Mitchell can take. That will be good competition for real. Tyreek Mitchell is good. Yeah, good. Yeah. All right. KC Palmer. Who would be the first time if he playing in Jamaica? Joel Latibodier, first time if he playing in Jamaica. Daniel Johnson, Kevin Lambert, Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Demarai Gray, Dujan Whisper Richard, Corey Burke, who there's a question mark about his fitness, and Shamar Nicholson and Ronaldo Silva. So you have those. All right, we have a next call coming in, so let's see. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Alvin.
Yes, man. How are you doing, my name's man?
I am doing good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. So I'm just calling because I'm looking, well, here, my my regular name short, but you probably know me as Vinsky. I called it before.
Yes.
Right. So I'm looking at the squad, right? The squad looks solid. I just want to get your take though on the midfield, more on the attacking side of the midfield. Are you pleased with it?
And yet,
or you feel as if we could have some more creativity?
I think
within the attacking midfield for the distribution to the forward, the forward line.
I think that is the reason why KC Palmer has been called. Because KC Palmer, I would not say that he is a Ravel Morrison, but he's up there in quality in that. And if you have been watching Coventry, even the back end of last season until he picked up an injury, because the truth is he has been plagued by injuries. But he has very good vision. I'm telling you. You know, his ability to play the ball through the lines, I think he will add that kind of a value to the team. I will also say this, though, that Daniel Johnson has been playing well. I think the issue with our midfield is probably how the more defensive midfielders play in terms of ball possession and, they can win the ball, but when they win the ball, basically, what do they do with it?
Right.
I think
push it forward.
Yeah, I think if there's a issue in the midfield, I would say probably that would be the area that we could be affected.
Okay, yeah, I like Daniel Johnson, but in the past we see him as if we use him to play deeper within the midfield. So we're not, we don't see him as, for him to be effective, playing his natural position, distributing the ball and playing more attacking. Most of the games I've seen with him, Daniel Johnson, he's playing more of a deeper line. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he normally plays like more of a box to box because he gets up and down the field, right? The thing though is that I think Daniel he's always he's stronger on the offensive part of his game. I don't know if you heard the press conference, but one of the things Coach Hal Grimson said is that we should take from the Reggae girls their defensive powers, how they defended well.
Right.
All right. So in saying that, he said that we have built solidly defensively, so now we can move on to do more things offensively, because I don't think we have seen that part of the team yet. I think what we have seen is good defensive solidity with the team, and I think now that he has been building out his defense, we're going to probably see more from an offensive standpoint.
Oh, that would be great to see, because I hope we're not looking. I mean, I really appreciate what the girls did, but yeah, we kind of part the bus and try to catch a team, the opponent on the counter offensive. So I hope that's not what we're doing, because then the Leon and the Damari and those other players would struggle a little bit with that kind of play. Overall, I like the squad. I like what I'm seeing. I like the new Casey Palmer. We share the same last name, so I don't know if there's any relationship there. But yeah, man, that's my little 2 cents that I wanted to share.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you, Alvin. Cool. Yeah, man. All right. Have a wonderful weekend.
Likewise, man, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Good.
All right. So, Colin, give your thoughts. So far, lots of what I would say positive feedback as it relates to the team. Shamar Nicholson has been, revealed as a Clermont Foot 63 player on Instagram, right? Clermont. Yeah, somebody who knows French should come on and help us with the pronunciation. All right. Yeah. So again, people, I understand that we are saying that maybe like a Kira Anderson could have gotten a look in, and I mean, I would not have a problem with that. But again, how many changes? There are 4 additions so far. Should we have gone to 7 additions, or that is too much for one window? You understand? We have Dwight online. Good day, Dwight. Welcome to the show.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Squad, solid squad. The right changes at the right time. Balance. We needed to add a little bit more balance in, reduce some of. We had too many forwards in the Gold Cup, and we needed to add a couple midfielders, and that was done. And we have depth in a couple of positions, which is good. We have some backup at the center back position now that that's just to say backup. But we have a healthy a focus Piddock, and you also have Lemakisi and Lowe and Maps who can slot in there over 2 games. So good squad, good balance. Very important for the squad to win their matches at home. If the objective is to get that stadium full, you have to win matches and score goals. Because right now, everybody pocket tight from the Chris Brown concert. So yeah, you have to draw them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think if we win these 2 games, I think the next window, we have the return game versus Haiti, and we also have Grenada. And your windows 2, you're basically onto the quarterfinals. Basically. Exactly. And you're onto the quarterfinals. You just need to win 1 more game and you qualify for the Copa America. So I think all in all, I believe that just going ahead, we are going to see stronger squad. Like over time, you don't expect to see like Adrian Mariappa playing for the next 5 years, right? So,
No.
right. So I think slowly you're going to see changes to the squad. Of course, there will be a core group of players that will stick and stay, but you're going to see changes. You're going to see changes over time and more players coming in. I believe like players like Tyreek Mitchell and players like Kyle Walker-Peters and players like Mason Greenwood and others, they are going to come into the team. And so players are going to lose their position. But like I just believe that you have to be very careful that you don't make sweeping changes and you have because it's a very short window. You have the players come in Monday, you have the game Tuesday. Some players come in on Monday, some come in on Sunday. So you don't really have a lot of training time before you play the game.
What are your thoughts on Javon East recent form with some Prisa in Costa Rica, and is he the type of player that could add to the attack? How it is set up, or is he a little bit one tier down from this level?
The thing. I think it's going to be hard when you look at like a Mikel Antonio, who is the main person. All right. By the next window, you're probably going to add a next forward. I think as good as Javon East is, I don't see the pathway for him back into the team right now. You have like a Shamar Nicholson. Remember, you have other forwards out there, Cameron Archer, who can represent Jamaica. So there are other players out there who are playing at a higher level right now. So I feel like the pathway for him, though not impossible, is highly improbable.
I'm not a fan of his game. I think he can be a little bit selfish at times. However, he does produce, and I think his knowledge of the Central American style and leagues might suit when we have games in that region. So when we're playing the Panamas, the Costa Ricas, or the Hondurases or the Guatemalans away, I think Javon East has some things to bring. That's besides that, that's the only other player. I'm very excited to see what Ronaldo Cephas brings to the game and how he can improve both tactically and technically.
Yeah, because you have even imagine now Trevante Stewart, thank you RR for reminding me. Imagine Trevante Stewart start playing in Italy and scoring. So for me, the pathway for East, while it is not impossible, the probabilities of it happening is yeah.
True. One of the things about the Reggae Boyz squad in general, it is more difficult to make the team as an attacker than it is to make it as a CDM or as a defender. We're deeper on and we're deeper in the attacker. So while you might be playing in a top quality league, it doesn't necessarily mean you can make the squad. I.e., Kamar Roof. Kamar Roof looks good in the SPL, but go ahead.
Yeah, but Kamar Roof did come on, because remember, even that game that he picked up the injury, I think he had a difficulty in his first couple of games. Many of the players struggled, but after a while he picked up. So let me just say this as well. Remember, Dujan Whisper, in November now, he picks up his Chelsea contract fully, which means he could either be at Chelsea or he could be I don't know if he'll be I don't know if he'll be out on loan or whatever. But when you have like a prospect like that, you have Cephas, you have Trevante Stewart, you have, like I said, the Mason Greenwood, the Cameron Archer. You have all of these names out there, the Omari Hutchinson, who bring something offensive. I just think like the pathway for a Javon East, not impossible, right? Because he's banging in the goals, though it is in Costa Rica. But I think it would be difficult right now for that pathway to be opened up.
Question for you. How well does Whisper play with his back to the goal?
We haven't seen him deployed in that position yet.
Understood.
So it's hard to determine. Right. You understand? We haven't seen him play consistently in that position to say that he's good, he's poor, he's average.
Understood. All right, respect my boss and have a good evening. Safe
Yeah, man.
weekend.
Enjoy the weekend. All the best to you and your family for the weekend, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. All right, that is Dwight. He's coming into the comment section. For those of you who beating him, I see Jero saying that the midfield need one more personnel. Yeah, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 midfielders for 2 games. When you're playing 3 midfielders, so you have 2 on the bench. You know, that is a good point, you know. Yeah, we could have probably done with 1 more person in the midfield. Yeah. That's a good point. I think that is why they probably have the Mario Phillips. I know some person are saying that he's fit. I think the coach did say that a couple of the players will be coming in earlier. I think the coach also said that some of the players will be coming in earlier, and they're going to measure or test their level of fitness. I'm almost certain that I heard that. All right. I think news just breaking that Jamal Lowe is signing, I think, with Swansea. Yeah, Swansea, and very, I don't know, unfortunate news here. Just understand that Mason Greenwood, the deal to Lazio is closed. Yeah, man. Then me not just tell you say Bows are gone, man. So whoa. So Mason Greenwood, that deal is closed, but you know the Saudi League, the window is still open. So maybe there's a possibility that he could sign a 6-month contract there. I don't know if that is possible or if it's something that he'd want to do. But I want to see Mason start playing some more football. You understand me? And if he does that, I'd love for him to get the opportunity to don the Jamaican colors. I think in life, no matter what, when people have, repented, make a U-turn, that they need to be given an opportunity. I think young people are often cast aside because of one error. But people can change, and I think, an opportunity need to be given to this player. He's 21. Don't kill the player for the next 50 years because of this. So I think I'm really optimistic that a door will be opened so that Mason Greenwood can get back to playing some football in the near future. And I'd love for his Jamaican paperwork to be expedited, and maybe his parents, or he can reach out to someone, or someone can reach out to him despite of what he's going through, so that in October, when that window open, he can represent. And I think, even if he was called up just to come and be a part of the training and stuff, to get familiar with his teammate, that would be good. Maybe if he has the resources, he should fly and come in and come and watch these 2 games, and interact with some of the players. Though he's not an official Jamaican citizen yet, but I think people need to be given an opportunity. You understand me? I find it hard to believe sometimes that a nation that exploited major Caribbean countries in 2 ways: one, by enslavement, and then by having those same territories purchase what was theirs, right? So the territories had to buy back their properties. Not only that, the said territories were asked to send their citizens to build that country. And then they were told that most of them were told that they're not citizens. And, it pains my heart, man, when these things happen. Yeah, I just mentioned Hector, because Jason asked it, so man is I just mentioned Hector because people brought it up in the comment section, so we're having a discussion, and some people said, they thought he should have been given a call. Some people said no. You understand me? That is why I keep on saying to us, do not raise your blood pressure about discussions online about the selection of the squad, because you just don't know who is going to be in the squad. You understand me? Just wait until the squad is announced, and then you understand me? Yeah. But like I said, all the best to Mason. I hope things work out and this will help to expedite his deal. All right. 3 hours ago, Al Etihad prepared to offer 200 million for Salah. All right. These guys are serious about getting Mo Salah over there to Saudi Arabia. I know that Demo is going to tell that the deal is closed, but they are why wouldn't Liverpool take 200 million euros? Eh? Big up Mr. Porter. Right? And Sambi Lakanga looks like he is going to join Luton Town on loan. All right, so just giving us some news, important ones, right? Yeah, Dyer staying at Tottenham. Chelsea charging too much for Gallagher. Paulino not going to Bayern Munich again. Hudson-Odoi gone to Nottingham Forest from Chelsea. It's not too late for Liverpool to take that deal. Remember, I said the Saudi Arabian Saudi League market is still open, you know. Bournemouth want to loan Pax and that. Demo, you're late, Demo. We just said that, Demo. You know? I am sure Sport, if it's not too late, advise the coach to call Russell for Burke. We need another 8. Coach Hal Grimson a year. Jonathan Russell is asking you to call Jonathan Russell. Hey, people, this is a conflict of interest. All right? This is a conflict. All right? This is a conflict of interest. Jonathan Russell just sent this. He says, I am sure Sports. It's not too late. Advise the coach to call Jonathan Russell for Burke. We need another 8. How can Jonathan Russell be telling us to call Jonathan Russell? Conflict of interest. Probably I am cousin them, you know. Probably they are cousin. I don't know. Are you related to Jonathan Russell? J. Russell? Yeah, talk to me. Are you related to J. Russell? J. Russ. Because maybe you are, you know. Conflict of interest, man. Conflict of interest. Before the game says, if that amount of money is paid for a player, Salah, it will hasten the downward spiral of football for our generation. But isn't that what they were going to pay for Mbappe? Wasn't that money out there for Mbappe as well? Come on. So I don't think it is impossible. But like I said, people tell me, I mean, call in, give your thoughts on the squad, and from the squad, I think what would be your best 11. I want to encourage you as well as you're watching. Please hit the like button, right? Go ahead and hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, please go ahead and subscribe. All right. So hit the like button. We are at, I think, 58 likes now. It would be nice to get it up a little bit higher than it presently is. So go ahead, hit the like button. And subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Right? Yeah. Big D Len says Manchester. That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't what would have stopped the Mason? It would be Mason Greenwood deal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that though. I think the player must be given the opportunity to play some football. I don't like the fact that again a window has come and has closed without the player getting the opportunity to play. And like I said, if I were Mason, I would probably find something 6 months down there and until the January window opens, and then see if you can make a move. But it is not good for him to loan him out. You're not losing money if you loan him out. That's what I'm saying. I am sure that if a team in Saudi Arabia wants him, he could go there on loan and play for 6 months. Yeah. But let me see if I can. Oh, he cannot move when the window closes. So let me ask you, okay, so you're saying that the Saudi Arabian League cannot buy a player after the window has closed? I think they still can. They can still buy players from England or from any one of the European countries. If the player wants to go, the club don't have to sell, but they could. I think so, because their window is still open. You can still move out of England. You don't have to be a free agent, man. You don't have to be a free agent. You can move out of England. Yeah, see, everybody confirming it. Well, we're going to see if we can get the one. See? Fabi Frano confirming it right here. There you go. There you go. Paul. No, Amari Hutchinson was not called up.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Is this Mr. Maxwell? This is
not Mr. Maxwell. This is the leader, sir. Can I help you?
The leader. This is management from I Am Sure Sports. I have you live on here because I'm hoping to get some feedback from you from Cavaliers' victory over AC Port of Spain and the U15, CASAFA U15 tournament.
Okay.
All right. So firstly, tell us about the Richard King scoring for IVB 1 and Cavaliers winning their second game, having drawn the first one. When next do they play? And the CASAFA U15 tournament.
Okay, that's a mouthful. We could do one at a time. Okay, Richard King in the last match, they actually moved him from where they have been having him at the back line and put him into a CDM role. Right? So if you saw, that's one of the things that they got from there. They move him into that role, I think, because the team he's playing with is not doing very well, right? They are struggling for scoring goals. That's one of the bigger problems. And so he was moved, up in the in the team basically there. But I noticed you didn't mention that Atkinson also scored in the match, I think, before that. He neglected to even though, he's not a regular starter, but he did score in the match before when he started. Right?
Okay.
So basically, I think for me, as and seeing the Nations League squad that was put out today, my only thing is I don't want to take down somebody that has served us well, Adrian Mariappa, but at this stage, I think shouldn't it be now that we start to invest in, we have invested in Richard King. I think, in my opinion still, that is something that we need to look at. Have him there as one of our centre-half / possible CDM players that we can look to be groomed, because I like the thing where we have a nice young wing back, and I can tell you, I don't want to go too far out of what you're talking about, but the youngster from USA, it's the first time in my memory that we'll be able to snatch a player that was in the USA setup, so to speak. Well, we can move on. The next question was what again now? The match yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. I think that was a match of probably about 3/3, right? The first part of the game, it was a game where Cavalier could have put it to bed, and AC Port of Spain could have also they had periods where they did have some amount of dominance. But like it or not, I see where Cavaliers bread and butter thing with the speedy wingers, it's young speedy wingers made a lot of sense, because it's very few teams I think in the Caribbean are going to be able to cope with them. And in the latter part, the 4 substitutes that came on, especially one that I understand that the coaching staff came to look at, right? That's Mr. Hamilton, I think it is. Isn't that right, sir?
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes, they did come to look at him yesterday. You didn't know?
Okay.
Man, Nicholas Hamilton.
I didn't know.
Yeah, man, he gave an impromptu. Honestly, I see where he has matured, and I think if he has some good games in the Caribbean Cup, I think he might finally be able to put some of that potential that we have seen and a number of people overseas have seen, but he has not been consistent. So maybe it might be his time now. But the team did well enough to do what their business was. Adrian Reed, he was very good yesterday in his role. Extremely good. You wouldn't have known if somebody didn't tell you that this guy was 16 years old. Okay? And I think that was something good. Calvin, who also scored, just turned 20. He was another bright spark there. But for me, and I think a lot of people, was the player of the match, Christopher Ainsworth. Right? He is somebody that I think we need to groom, keep close to get him into whichever of the national program, whether it's youth or if they have a time when they look at the local core. I expect this guy to be called. He's easily one of the better left-sided players, not the young players, left-sided players that are out there now, because he is quite accomplished defensively and attacking-wise. Okay? But just look at it this way. Cavalier, I think right now, are one win away from being to the semifinals.
Okay.
But Manins, I don't want to, I'm going to talk a little bit. So Dundee went away, and a lot of people liked how they played. They didn't get full points, but I expect a lot from Dundee this year. And I think Lenny Hyde is the right fit for them right now.
They drew their game?
So I expect. What's that? Yes, they drew.
Okay, so they have a loss and a draw. When does Harborview play?
I think Harborview plays next week. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have all of that in front of me and so on. I'm not 100. So I don't want to give out wrong information with that. Right? But for a lot of people, I don't business whether it's I want Cavalier to be the one, but if Dun Beholden or Harborview can manage to win the whole thing, I want that because I need to see, as I said the last time, I need to see Messi here, man. Let's move on again. What was the third question?
All right, but the under 15, but I have Tigat was joined the show, so I'm going to see if you can just hold on. How about you play next week?
Man.
So let's Tigat. Yeah, all right. Go ahead and cheer. I know you had something to say, so go ahead and I'll let leader pause as he, with the under 15 stuff. Go ahead.
No man, Leader can continue, man. Now then we talk about the squad after.
All right, go ahead, leader. He says you can go ahead. Yeah, talk about the under 15.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the under 15, that tournament, Kasafa we're talking about, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The finals. Well, before we even get to the under 15, you have to remember, you have the younger ones. Cavaliers not in there, but you have two bright young teams that we can look forward to see, right? We have Real Mona that is there, and they're going to be representing quite well, and the Constant Spring. I think that should be. You forget about that, man. Isn't that your old stamping ground?
No, man, I don't forget about Constant Spring. Yeah, talk about.
Yeah, man, but I see you mentioned under 15, and then now you forget the youngsters. And I think the only problem I have was that when you look at the match on YouTube, I don't know why Constant Springfield looks like that.
No rain.
No, man, no. Mannings, this has been a perennial problem for years.
No rain.
For years and years.
No rain.
Mannings, if I carry you down to Arnett, if I carry you down to
Arnett has a sprinkler system.
Cavalier Field.
Cavaliers don't have a field.
Excuse me? Alpha's Field.
Right. It's not Cavaliers Field. It's not Cavaliers Field.
That's our home base where we train, sir.
Yeah, it's a home base where we train, but it's not your field.
Anyway, I can go and tell me my number of fields. And to be honest,
leader, you can't beat that leader.
Listen now, Constant Spring needs to do better, and Kasafa especially, because I don't think they can do better. They can do better because at this stage they could have reached out to one of the other fields. You can't carry youngsters. It's not even a good look when people are coming, because a lot of people viewed the YouTube match, and they have been looking at it after, and the first thing you look at is that the field is terrible. When I say terrible, it's the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, but didn't they play the girls the Rena's Cup thing on and what happened is that the ball took a bad bounce, and that was up by the grass surface at Captain Horace Burrell.
Look here. Let me tell you something. I don't want to use one black pot and then criticize a black kettle. All I can say is that we need to do better. For something like this, Kasafa itself, they have too many members where they could have worked out something with and carried a semi-final and final. To give the youngsters somewhere better to play. That's my only thing.
Hold on. The Foreign Spider, the JFF, I think needs to fix their field. But the JFF can buy a sprinkler for people who are on their private field. Money are on a private football field. They have to have their own field, Foreign Spider. That's the only thing I'll say. The maintenance of a football field cannot be
I just put it. Yeah, everything is done under her.
Yeah, go ahead, leader.
Yeah. So anyway, as I said, so we can look forward for this Sunday coming up, the opening match, right, will be Constant Spring versus Real Mona, which is also, let me just tell those people who are not initiated, this is not an actual Constant Spring team. It's actually Norbrook Strikers Academy that has joined with Constant Spring to play under their banner. And the Real Mona team is also the Kingston Football Academy that has joined also with Real Mona to play. So it's actually two of the better academies that are going to be opening that match. After that, we get down to the big boys, the real business. So we have the two top young academies, And then we have
Who
the
are
under
the
15.
who are the two top young academies?
I just said it. Norwood Strikers and Kingston Football Academy. Right, in under 13.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. Okay,
right.
all right. So under 15 now.
And then the under 15 now. We're going to be seeing, I think, what people may call it El Clasico, the rematch. Right, because these two teams came out of the same zone. Right, Cavalier and Harborview, where when they met, Cavalier won the zone. Harborview was second. Cavaliers team has been unbeaten with 100% win record throughout the season so far.
So all you had to say was that when they met, Cavaliers beat Harborview.
And Harborview also drew a match. So, you know, Harborview has dropped at least 5 points. Cavaliers still 100% win record. Right, so but the ball is round at this stage. I'm sure the Harborview people drain the weather, pick you up. Everybody's looking for the rematch here to turn the tables. But for me, I think that the Cavalier team they have a number of national under 15 reps in the team there. I'm expecting them to do the business, do the do. I think they should have just a little bit. Which team
Fabian Taylor's son plays for? Harborview?
No, funny enough. I don't know if you notice, I don't just diverge a little bit here. We are seeing where a number of sometimes the next generation of talent, the parents are actually sending them to different places. So like Fabian Taylor's son actually plays for Ligani, right? Adrian Reed's son actually plays for Cavalier. So they sometimes, I think the parents are looking at other teams that will help their own son's development more than the team where they played for.
Okay. Which team Jawa played for? Jawa he plays for St. George's. The little kid who was at Tottenham Hotspurs. He's a Rastafarian.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's also part of them. I'm not sure. I think he might be part of Real Mona.
Okay.
Not 100%, right? So I don't want to commit on that. But as I said, we have some talents on both sides that you can look for seeing. So I think it's going to be a good match. So I tell everybody, come out. First match is at 2. If you can't make that one, have your Sunday dinner and then come out for the big one at 4, the rematch. Sure, Harborview is looking to get over that 2-love loss that they had at their home field. So I don't know if they'll have better luck away. Both fields were terrible. Even Harborview's field was also terrible.
Yeah.
Really terrible. So I think I'm going to say something to the administrators that might be listening. Please, for these young kids, give them proper surfaces.
True.
It does not help. Honestly, in their development, it does not help.
Yeah.
Right? So they need to do better. Really. It's just a little work.
All right, very comprehensive overview of the 3 things that I asked you about, leader. We have RDN calling, so I'm going to take his call. And but your thoughts on the squad? You like the squad that was named?
Well, the one thing, as I said, I would have liked to have seen Richard King in there for Mariappa. That's one of the things that I would have, and I think we did.
So why wouldn't you drop Mariappa and bring in the midfielder called Brandon Cover to add to your midfield? I don't know. Or
but hold on, no, Mariappa is in there as a centre half.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, all right.
Yes.
Look how many centre halves are there. You have Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock, Deshaun Bernard, Latibodier can play there.
Mariappa is in there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
King has experience of playing both roles.
So what I'm saying that couldn't you put back Latibodier in that position and then say, okay, let me add a midfielder. Let me add Brandon Cover, who was at the camp in Austria. I don't know. I'm just saying, or Kirai Anderson, who is doing well. Because
Kirai is somebody I would like to have seen.
Yeah, wouldn't the coach have seen a lot of King at his club in Iceland to determine?
I think so.
Yeah, so wouldn't he know that, man? Wow, this guy can or this guy won't, because he sees him week in, week out, not like the other players.
Well, I don't know about week in, week out, but
You
seriously
mean, but
though.
he's in Iceland. Come on, you
Anyway,
must be seeing him. He's not
anyway,
Iceland.
okay.
It's not so
I
big
won't
and
say
far
no.
that the coach can't go to the game.
Okay, no, I know that. Anyway, look here. Look here. For me, Mariappa still can offer a lot. I don't know. I know why they keep bringing him because of that vast amount of experience and so on. But maybe it's maybe time for bringing him as part of the coaching staff.
Yeah, but he's still playing. Marking a lower tier, but he's still playing and playing well.
I know he's still playing and he's still playing well. But look here, look here. It's like the situation where we find ourselves with Antonio, you know. But we know where Antonio, and we can see Antonio maintaining it. Can we see Mariappa maintaining this for 2 more years?
But what I'm saying though, you have look at the youngsters you have. Because you have a lot of young in the squad, you know. You have Ronaldo Cephas, you have Dujan Whisper Richards, youngster. You have Joel Latibodier, who is young. Deshaun Bernard, who is young. Tavon Gray is young. Dexter Lembikisa is young. Kanaya Boyce Clark is young. So you have like 8 under 23 players already in the side.
Yeah, I know that. I don't say no. As I said, I don't say no with that, you know. But as I said, there are some things. Look here. You see, when you go to the supermarket and you sometimes you have a bread on the shelf,
you cannot use,
and it just hide it.
That is what you call a false parallel. You're using supermarket. We talk about the football, man.
No, man. I think, okay, no, I'm going to be serious. No, I'm going to be serious. Mariappa is past the Best Buy stage. In past the Best Buy stage right now, right? I'm not going to hide that. He's one of my favorite players. I like him, but I think in past the Best Buy stage. And if anything, the bread truck should come and take him back to the trust me, he can still offer, but at this stage, can he help us in 2 more years? That's the thing.
The intangibles. Maybe there are some intangibles. But
yeah, man. I understand what some of the intangibles are with the leadership and what he carries to the dressing room and that sort of thing. I've always heard that, but how important? You have to tell me how important you think it is.
No, I'm just asking these questions, you know, because you know you're saying something, so I'm just asking. So I am saying though, you have other players who could get a look in, like Kira Anderson, John Russell was at the Gold Cup, and Brandon Cover, who played at the CSE games, I believe. Why wouldn't the coach look at them? Because all I'm saying to you is that the coach, more than any other players, would be seeing King week in, week out. The fact that
we can move past King.
Right. So no, right. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I saw something quickly before I leave, and I think we did the same thing with Greg Lee the last time. I made his club postpone a match. I noticed that Michael Hector his club put up that he was called by Jamaica and that they asked for a postponement. This, to me, looks like the second time. I don't know whose fault this is or what, but I would have liked to have seen Hector. I have a lot of time for Hector because I think we have invested long in him, and he's also somebody that can play centre half and central, right? And he's much younger, right? So I don't know what happened in this one, but so I would not have had a problem with him over even Mariappa.
So the club, you saw something official from the club saying that.
Yes, officially, yes, that they listed 3 players. I'm going to send it.
Hold on, man. Send me the official communication from the club, and then we'll move. What I'll say is this, leader, that I'm fine with the selection, you know, right? If Hector was selected, fine. If not, fine. All right. But the issue with King is that all I'm saying is that the coach is seeing King. So if he's not, even if Mariappa is there, the fact that the coach is seeing him, he could still select him. So we have that means that there's something that the coach needs to see in King for him to make the breakthrough back into the squad. That's all I would say, because more than any of the other players, he sees King week in, week out. All right, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
I mean, I like the idea of King playing in midfield because I've always felt like his frame and he has a desire to
progress the ball.
To his desire to always want to dribble from defense.
To progress the ball. Yeah, he has. That's one of his gifts.
That's not a gift you want to use as a defender. So
True.
I think midfield should be better for him because he's going to concede possession doing some of those things as a centre back. That's all I will say.
Good analysis. I think
all right. Yeah, man. All right. So big up and thank you again for coming on and sharing yourself.
Yeah, man. No problem, man.
All
Okay,
right.
then.
Blessing. Yeah,
Right.
man. All
okay.
right.
Yeah, man.
All right. So let me add back Tiga. Tiga to add to cut you off because I had some sound community about the background. All right. So now you're back on. You can go ahead and make your point. But RDN, you can call back. Listen, RDN, when we are doing the thing and we have a call, you know. Right. And you cannot call in. You understand me? RDN is here. Yo, them calling it easy though. RDN, the girl named Champion from down the lane, come from out of Spain. You understand me? Where gunshot fall like rain.
My God.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go on, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I am here. Yeah, man. What's going on?
Yes. Yeah, man.
So I didn't talk before me, man.
Yeah?
I didn't talk before me.
All right. Sorry, RDN. You have to hold on because Tigat has been sitting quietly for quite a while, for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So let him go.
You know more I know, man is man. You know more I know if I Tiga to me used to go watch a stadium when Jamaica play like in 98.
No. Don't mix up the original bongo with this Tigat. This is a Tigat this is a Tigat with a sport down the middle. Where only when India foreign him whisper. When India Jamaica, he man voice sound like a cataract. So anyways, go ahead, Tigat.
All right. First of all, I would say welcome everybody out there. Big up yourself. Big up the staff. Big up the people in the comment section. Big up. First of all, I must congratulate the JFF and the coaching staff for the consistency of picking the team. And I hope this carry through throughout the World Cup. As I say, about 90% of the players that was in the World Cup is in the squad. And I like that. And I like the few changes that was made in terms of the right back position where Trevor and Zero is in the side. You understand? I think that's a good move because you see where Brown, we're having a little problem with Brown, and Brown is going to sit back now looking at himself, and maybe if he get a next call up, him do better. But I like that. I like that competition. You understand? Put in some other player. But I think this side is a balanced side, but really balanced side. Glad to see Cephas in the side. Now we can see the Cephas everybody are talking about who left Arnett and go overseas and score up a goal, and we say if you have that quality coming back in the stadium. You understand? And we don't want everybody to call him and then him flop. You understand? We want him to show that quality and everybody start call back with Cephas. But I am very elated about the consistency of the selection of the squad. You understand? I like that. And that looking good for the team going forward. You understand? Back in the days, you don't say like about 40 man drop and the next 23 man come. You understand? But that is not so. You understand? Because they would have looked at the Gold Cup and say they never achieve what they want to achieve. So we're going to try something else. And they drop majority of the player and then call back some new player. This is not so. You understand? They are moving forward, and that's what I want to like. I like to see it. I like the squad. Good balance. You understand? And I like it.
All right. RDN, what says though?
Yes, my brother. Manners again, man. Bless up yourself, Tigat. What may I say? we need to have a rounded thing in Jamaica. First of all, we need to be a professional. We need to do things professionally from the club level to the JFF level. Saying, no, man, I listened to the youth last night. When name Kevin Gray.
Yes.
Yeah. And believe me, the man he was talking about the under 17 World Cup that he went to with the USA. And you know what the guy said that was alarming? The guy said everybody on that side, every youngster on that team was professional. They signed professional contract. He said it was only him, and he was in the process of signing a professional contract. Saying that to say this man is man. That is full time for we, honestly. Man is man, love Jamaica full of talent, you know. No doubt about that. Jamaica full of so much talent. But we need a way to work on these talents. Now, if you want to make it at a World Cup, a Youth World Cup, or any World Cup, man, we have to go professional. It's full time now. It's full time now. Man is man for everyone in Jamaica that associate himself with football. A full time now. They have to look at it this way. Man is man, and whether they have players in their clubs and feel say them good and them a bright spark. I'm not saying that you can't pick a side and you have one or two youngster like Whisper where you know show them talent and everything like that. But for we, listen, the region is moving ahead of us, man is man, and they are going to keep on moving ahead of us if we don't be a professional. We can't, no longer can we have man is man schoolboy playing against professional men that eat and sleep and drink football. And when the youth talk last night, brother, I'm looking to it, brother. If we continue down that train here, man is man, we're not going to make another World Cup. The team professional have to play against professionals.
So you're saying that at the under 17 level, Jamaica need to find 23 players who are playing professionally. All right. Do we have 23 players playing professionally?
No.
Who are
no man is man. Hold on. Whoa. No man is man. I'm saying this man is man. If Jamaica, I got name a 23-man squad. Let me get it straight. If Jamaica got name a 23-man squad, man is man. Let majority of the squad be professional. And then those guys that came in can learn from these professionals. But when you're going to have 23-man squad and only 3 or 5 professional player you put in there, come on, man is man. The professional player, them are going to look like them never try, brother.
Oh, so what you're saying that we need to have, because the question you have to ask yourself, you know, when he said professional players, what was the reference to? And what do you mean by professional players? You mean like players who are playing in EPL, or players playing in MLS, or players who have signed with clubs but are in their academies? Because that's what he was referring to. That some of those players that he was speaking to, they were signed like with Philadelphia Union. They were not in the Philadelphia Union first team, but they had professional contracts.
So, okay, so man is man. Look at it this way.
So that's not,
right?
When you say professional players, and that's I'm asking you because, like, for example.
Yeah, man. When I say, man, you're right. You're correct, man.
For example, Adrian Reed that plays for Cavaliers, but he plays for St. George's as well. Is he considered a professional? And we are calling the under 17. He's 16 years old. He started in the club championship. Should he be called up to the under 17? That's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm glad I asked these questions. Very important. Okay, so what I'm saying is simple. This man is man. When I talk about players signing in a professional contract and stuff like that, you could have easily say yes, players that, because first of all, to sign for some of these clubs, you know, in MLS club, you have to be a standout talent. Am I right?
Yeah, man. We agree on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, our Premier League is not at that standard. Okay? And I'm not saying that you don't have bright spot. As I said, you have bright Jamaica full of talent. You understand me? No, man, if you should tell me if I'm wrong, if you should get like 10 youth from Jamaica in a football club out here, 10 under 17 youth and 10 from even in America there, the USA team. And you compare them together. You see the professionalism that the 10 overseas showed, they're not gonna find the Jamaican show that. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what I'm simply saying is this. Yes, when you sign, when you are Jamaica as a youth and you sign contract, a professional, yeah, it's a professional contract where you play for club. But we check the levels of the league and everything. And the thing about this, again, man, is what, as I said, I'm not arguing against that these guys shouldn't,
but what
be
are you
involved.
saying? What
I'm simply saying.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to hear what you're saying because
what I'm simply saying, man, is this.
Yeah.
Okay, so management, look at this. All right. You have a team management, right? And you have 5 person on your team out of 23 that play.
No,
that
but
play
what I'm saying, all right, so RD, no. All right, let's talk about professional. If you say that only players who play professional or have professional contracts, like the player said, then because of how rules are, no youth living in Jamaica would be able to play for Jamaica. I know that is not what you're saying. So that is what, because based on how you initially made the statement, what you're saying is that no youth in Jamaica should play for the Jamaica under 17 team. Follow me?
No, man.
Right. So when I ask you about Adrian Reed has a professional, well, they don't have professional, they have amateur contract, but he's playing big man football, as we would call it. You can say that the Premier League is not it's a semi-pro league or whatever, but he's playing against players from Dominican Republic, who play for the Dominican Republic senior team, players who play for the Trinidad and Tobago senior team. He's playing against players who play for the Martinique senior team, the Haitian senior team. So are you saying like players like those cannot make a Jamaica under 17?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, man, players like those can make a Jamaican team, man.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, man, let me show you what I say plain and straight, man, man. When we look and we realize that the reason why sometimes we kind of feel to qualify for some work more time and stuff like that, right? Man, we need a balance in our thing, man. We need a balance to make it to a higher level. Because this is what I'm saying, man. It don't make no sense. You gotta have let me see 18 local base player and 4 overseas player that sign at a higher level.
So now we're going to a different thing. What you're saying now is not about professionalism, is local base in comparison to overseas base. Because it's 2 different conversations.
No, professional. Hold on, man.
Yeah.
You will agree with me. You will agree with me that a youth out here playing at a club and a youth in America, in England, play at a club, youth level, wise or what have you. You will agree with me, say, it's a higher level in the MLS and it's a higher level in England.
Let me ask you again, because now you're gone back to the original statement you're making. I'm asking you, but because you keep changing the example, so we can't come to an answer, right? Because I'm just asking you, So if you go to the fact that players playing in MLS and the Premier League, first, right? If the players playing in the MLS and the Premier League are under 17, those are the players who should represent Jamaica, because Jamaica don't have a professional league. So at the under 17, the players in Jamaica should not play for Jamaica because they're not playing professionally. Because if we agree that football in America is at a higher standard and football in England is at a higher standard, we all agree on that. We all agree that the standard of football in England or in Europe and in America is higher than Jamaica. If you then say we should use professional players to play at our youth level, which is under 17 we're talking about.
I should say mostly. I should have said mostly.
Yeah, but here's what you and I here's what you and I don't agree on. I believe that the best player should play. And here's what.
Yes.
While I agree with you that you'll find most of the better players playing in the higher quality leagues, I still believe that you can have players playing at an amateur level who are better than some of the players who are in professional setups because of opportunity. That is why I brought up Andre. That's why I'm going to give you some names. That is why I brought up Adrian Reed, because Adrian Reed, I believe, was offered the opportunity to go overseas. His father felt like it was not the time. So for me to say that because he's not playing at a professional level, he should not play for the under 17, I cannot agree with that. I want you to hear me.
So hold on a minute.
So let me give you
just tell me same play at a professional level in Jamaica.
No, I said big man. You notice I said he's playing big man football because Jamaica's league is not professional. The JPL is not a professional league.
Yeah.
So he's not playing professional. All right? And they can't sign professional contract. They have signed what they call amateur contract. And he still will play for St. George's, but he plays in the Champions League. Let me give you a next name, all right? Giovanni Taylor, that's Fabian Taylor's son, right? I believe he's a good enough player to play in if he was in the States or in England, he would be in one of those academies. However, he's in a different environment, but he's a very good player that I think could make it. Let me give you a next one. Kai Miles, the guy from Campion, who captained the last under 17 team. I think he's a very good player.
Okay.
So
let me tell you, man is man.
We have to.
Let me tell you what I tell you, say man is man. Look here. You're going to pick a 22-man squad, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you have a local goalkeeper and you have a goalkeeper play overseas. All right. So you have each make the team balance.
No, but
let the team balance.
You can't use that to balance it, RDN. You cannot use that to balance the team. You have to balance the team.
No, but
who is the best?
Remember
player?
saying no, he must be better, you know. He must be better, you know. No, the player be better. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
The player have to, as long as the player is better, because if a Jamaica the player there is supposed to need, a two goalkeeper. And you scout and you find say two goalkeeper overseas and two they are Jamaican. The two they are Jamaica better than the two overseas. You go pick the two local because them better. You understand? But when me see man is man, let me tell you, when me see all them years that when me see, you will find one and two bright sparks, kill player in Jamaica. But when it touch the field at an international level, brother, sometimes we look like we lost. We look completely lost. And we because what? And you ever hear because we are playing against these players are playing at a higher level and RDN, stuff like that.
But RDN, what I'm saying to you is that, like, I think I know what you want to say, but you're still, because here's the thing. If you admit that you're going to choose the best player, right? And the best goal, you have 4 goalkeepers who try out. And then a coach selects, say a youth who keep for Phoenix Academy and say he's the best goalkeeper we see of the 4. All right? So you think that, right? So he picks that goalkeeper. Then you say when they enter the competition, they look out of sorts. If you use the goalkeeper, according to you, that is Jamaican but living in the next jurisdiction, he comes from Europe, maybe the team would look out of sorts if you believe the best goalkeeper was already chosen. So I don't think, I think I know what you're trying to say, but I think you need to.
Man is man. Yeah. Man is man. Hear me I say. First of all, them say you use statistical eye test.
Yes.
Right? No, you can find out which goalie is better, and you can look at the match and everything like that. And therefore, of course, sometimes you have the best player in a match and you lose all 10-0. we have one of the best player in your team and you lose all 10 mil. Right card in the match the player look out as at why? Because who around the player? These things are when me look upon in management.
Yeah, man.
So
no,
me
but,
I say
management,
when me I say, as me say, me not see nobody with no talent as far as me get to see. Maybe me never travel to certain places still. Me know say Jamaica full of talent. But I'm simple saying management. Saying just balance the thing with both, because I know you have enough good players in Jamaica. You know?
I don't agree. I don't agree with balancing nothing. I believe. Let me tell you what I believe. What I believe is picking your best players and getting the best coach.
They're not that management. Come on now. They're the best.
But fine.
But here what going management.
Yeah.
Let me move from this. Another thing me realize, management.
No, hold on. Let me just answer something.
Maybe
let me answer something. So in our local league, Barrington, #71. I don't know about other places. In the Jamaican Premier League, there are slots available for amateur players. So you have amateur players, right? You have amateur contracts, you have professional contracts. They may go to they may play for Cavaliers, they may play for Mount Pleasant, right? I don't know what the compensation is, but they are amateur contracts. They are not professional players, all right? So to say that they have been given a salary, I don't believe they are, but they may be given stipends to help them with their transportation to and from training, and they may be helped with school. So that's how it is. It's amateur contract. So they are not professionals. That's what I know. All right. So I had to explain that. So here's what Omar Fallin is saying, because this is what we missed when Trayvon spoke yesterday. He spoke about the amount of games that USA team played before they came to the CONCACAF tournament, and the amount of games that the USA team played before they got to the World Cup. Where you and I, Arden, can come into agreement is this. The players in the England and those places play way more, though all the players may have the same talent level. Let's assume that everybody starts out with the same amount of talent, raw talent. The Jamaican players, on average for the year, plays around 30 competitive games. In these other spaces, these guys are playing like 90 competitive games. Therefore, the more you play and the better competition you play with, you are going to get better over time. All right? But you'll still have, in Jamaica, playing a player like Dujan Whisper Richard, who play way less game than some players, but still is way ahead of them. You have players like Adrian Reed, like Kai Miles, you have Giovanni Taylor. Because remember, the team that we just had, is it the under 15 team? They went to the semifinals, and I think it wasn't the players' fault why we didn't go on any further. I think the team, how the team was set up and played, was part of the reason. And so maybe it is the coaching that we need to look at and the amount of time the team spent together. You, Bradford, said this very important thing after the female under 17, right? He said it, and they asked it in the press conference about the preparation time. I think that we need greater preparation time for our teams. That is why the camps that they're having in North America is so important to the progress of the football. You cannot bring players to play in qualifying tournaments who have 30 or less games and have them play against players who are playing 90 and 120 games for the year, because those players are in better condition mentally and physically.
Okay, so you see it? All right, me get what you say. Yeah, take away everything we go say still. All right, don't you believe that we are doing these youngsters injustice? All right, look at it. That's why I say we need to be professional management. Because first of all, what coach I go do, you know, or whoever pick the team, I go look. I mean, no management. Tell me, do they look on the amount of time these youngsters play versus the youngsters they are going to play against and everything like that before I mean, they consider picking players and stuff like that, management. Because if we play just a short time in Jamaica, the youngster them, right? And then for the rest of the time we don't play. Don't you think that they should set up a system where those times that the youngsters are not playing, they choose certain amount of player and call them in like every weekend to a camp and make them go and familiarize themselves with each other and go on. You know, that will be much better.
Of course. I am saying, I believe that Adrian Reed is a top talent. I believe Kai Miles is a top talent. I believe Fabian Taylor's son is a top talent. I look at this player play under 14 for JC. He's a top striker. If you go back and look at the goals that he scored, the issue I think he's going to have is, again, the amount of games and the kind of competition, because he's like 13, 14 right now. What is going to happen in 2 years' time or 3 years' time when he gets to the under 17? Because those players from Mexico that he played with in the under 15, those players from the USA and Canada and those places, they are going back into academies where they're going to be playing 120 games. He's coming back to a system where, though he outperformed them in the CONCACAF under 15, by the time they get to under 17, they have played over 200 games more than him. Will he be at the same level that time? No. Where you and I agree is that this is where these players now need to be in a system, begin to prepare for the next under 17 from now. Start going to Europe to play and start going to North America to play games and play competition and expose them to those things. Because I believe if that happens, you will find players who play in Jamaica, players who play in the USA and in Canada, and players who play in England that comes together and form a strong team. But I don't believe in having a balance like, okay, if you have 11 born in Jamaica, you need 11 born in this and it because I don't believe in...
No money is bad. Well, no money is bad. I don't want you to give it. I don't want you to sell an play. I mean the best.
There you go.
Best.
The best players must play. No balance.
Yes. But when me look at me see squad pick, let me tell you, me see squad pick management where, I mean, man, I'll send home a player because of certain stuff which was better than player that leave in the squad and everything. But me not going at that because we already pacified that still. But one more thing, man, is with the squad that pick, you see?
Hold on. Let me just RDN. Let me say this. You see, a lot of times we hear names, we don't track players. So let me ask you now, tell me who are the top 4 under 17 talent available to Jamaica? I'm talking from England to the state. Give me 4 names.
Me can't tell you that, man.
All right. So
me can't tell you that.
Here's the point, though. I have those names.
Okay.
Follow me.
Okay.
So sometimes what happens is that when we see the squad, we ask about players outside. But really and truly, a lot of us not tracking players. So what I would say to you is that, what I would say to you as a virgin is this: begin to look at some players who have Jamaican citizenship outside of Jamaica and begin to track them. That means when a squad is called up, you can say, listen, this player has been playing this amount of game. Here's what before the game says. How many hours do players aged 12 to 16 practice per week in Jamaica? This is the problem. So I told people this recently, that in Jamaica don't understand how crime affects Jamaica, We don't really grasp that yet. Let me give you this. In the United States of America, as an example, most training begins at 6 in the evening. That means a child goes home, do homework, eat. Almost every parent drive, or every family. So they bring them to fields that have light, good surfaces. They train for 2 hours every single day, and every weekend they have tournaments. In Jamaica, here's the thing. You cannot go and train in evening times in certain communities, number 1. Your parents not drive a bus, you have to take. Number 2, for the most part, right? You don't have no good surface to train on or to play on. There are not many competitions. So that is affecting the development in Jamaica, which is what I'm saying. So that is why, though all of them may start out at the same level, at some point, they move ahead. Nonetheless, watch this. Nonetheless, we have seen, though, players, we see Whisper leaving, we see Cephas leaving, coming through the system, Trevante Stewart coming through the system. So we see players coming through the system and leaving Jamaica, which is really and truly, it means that there's progress, but it needs to be faster. So now you go ahead and finish up your point.
So man is man, when you look on like even the other under 17 in CONCACAF, and you see all them their progress and stuff like that, you see, it just make you wonder. But what I'm saying, man, is man, if Jamaica could have set up the football federation or whatever, you could have set up a system where you choose the 20 best player in Jamaica and make them go and train when schoolboy football is over, make them go and train with the club. Even management, even if they're not play, but just make them go and train with the club, that they keep the fitness there and they look king intact and stuff like that. You know, even that. But when I go pick up some player management where play for half of the season or play for your next half and pick them for 2 weeks and put them in a competition, that's injustice to the youth, the management.
True. That's
really injustice to the youth, them. You understand? So I just that me I say. You get me I say. They never come here and say the management, me I tell you the truth. Me I got biased towards certain things because I love see the Jamaican youth them play, because I love see them look skill. Maybe they say that we don't fall, but we love see them look skill and all that thing. They're brilliant in the management. As you say, no management, I just see if you get the youth them and work on them, you know, bro, and make it be a continuous thing, you know, with them, you know, playing football in and out, you know. Trust me, would have a good youth team in Jamaica, in a whole Caribbean and CONCACAF. Trust me. The another thing me I say, man, is man, you see, with me here earlier, me here leader, pick pa Mariapa and say, boy, and Mariapa only old man in a Jamaica side, you know. Because a man of remember say even our forward them in a Gold Cup, a one between the three forward up there, one goal did ever score between the three of them. You understand? And the reason why the coach, and not just experience alone, management, why the coach picked Mariapa over somebody like King. Because Mariapa play better than King. Right now, Mariapa play better than King. Straight. You understand?
Yeah.
So when he go say boy King. Because me know so the same I go, you know. Me know so the same I go.
But me answer leader already, man.
You see me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, a full-time thing. The thing about this man is, man, one thing I want to know. And give me answer straight as possible, as honest as possible. With Omari Hutchinson, is there, we want to know, because I mean, this thing have everybody, I think, all over the place, they mind all over the place and stuff like that. We have fans and anything. With Omari Hutchinson, what's the issue with it? Is there a problem? Is it that he is reluctant to really step out fully and say, boy, I want to come rep Jamaica or my weight pan something else, or what are the coach not see him the coach not see him fit in other team here? No, or what? Because I mean, a second winner this, I mean not see him nor hear anything about him. What's going on with him?
Okay, so the player needed time. My answer that already, man. The player needed time to focus on getting himself back playing regularly. So just give him that time.
Okay, man, I hear that long time still. Man, I understand that, bro.
I know 1 year since I hear that,
Man,
I know 1 year
he might play for your club now. He might play for your club now, right?
But it wasn't in the summer window that he made the move.
But him all right. So hold on it. So man, look at Whisper. Whisper not playing when he make his side. Me not say Whisper not make his side because Whisper refuse.
No, what I'm saying, you see, you're going on two different things you're saying. Remember you asked what is his issue. I said to you, the player said that he needed time to focus on getting himself playing regularly. Right? That's what he wants to focus on. just state that if a player says, listen, right now I want to focus on my family, why we have to speculate that, boy, I want every match? Just give him time. So over time, we will see.
Man is man. No, man. Me just ask, bro. Listen, as a human being.
Arden, me don't know. Me don't know if what happened, listen to the show, but you're just calling. Because we talk about that already, and me just tell you, you still say, you just ask.
No, man, me know say you talk about that, brother, but me want something deeper than that, brother.
How you forget?
Because
you want something deeper?
Because yeah, because money. First of all,
Arden, explain to the people them. When you say you want something deeper than that, what do you mean?
All right, look here. The first excuse we hear is that him have a problem at Chelsea with getting first game, and then the second thing we hear say he might look a club, and now we are here say boy he need time to go and play some ball and stuff like that. But management, if you check more say some of you them some my man never call up management.
No, we're not focused on who get called up. Let me ask you a question. What else deeper? Like can nobody can go in their mind? If that is what the man has said, why do we need something deeper than that?
And that more you say, management.
What?
And that more you say.
What?
So at the end of the day, then we're not sure if he want to represent our.
How you draw that? How you come to that conclusion? The man tell you something. The player says something. The player says something. You said that you don't want that from the player. You want something deeper than that. Why?
No, you may talk about, man. You ever give me something deep because you have some insight there, But,
no, what I'm saying to you is that I cannot give you anything deeper because I'm not the player. I can only go. Listen, how things are there. We have to learn to take what people say until we have reason to believe that they are not being truthful. If the player says he needed time to do that, we have to take that as it. We start get into maybe him no want to play for Jamaica, maybe England call him, maybe, and then we create a whole show. We create discussion. People get vexed and people get upset. I talk about something completely. All right, listen.
No.
Hey, no. Watch out now. Yeah. All right. Go ahead because.
Yeah, I'm going up here now because Mr. Ketara come on. I'm not saying that Omari don't want to play for Jamaica, And I'm saying that he want to play for Jamaica. Well, to me, he's a bright talent and he come and represent Jamaica already. So me not see a problem. But I mean, sometimes when I see some things drag out, let me tell you truth, man. You remember Ivan Toney? When Ivan Toney say anyone come knocking and calling, him ready for go? And he have Jamaica carry out Jamaica on one long swing song, one long rope and go on.
But Arden, did we create a narrative around it? That's what I'm saying to you. Like a lot of the things, like even like you will say, is that you have no proof. You only hear somebody say it. You don't see. You don't have quotes from the person.
What with Ivan Toney?
Yeah.
With Ivan Toney?
So what you said?
No, man, I lie you tell you. Ivan Toney make it clear.
Listen.
Say if Jamaica come call him first and Jamaica go call him and he ain't come.
Listen what I'm saying to you. You said that Ivan Toney had Jamaica on this long old thing. Right? I am saying that. Where is the proof of that? Or is that just your opinion?
So you mean they don't see it with the naked eye, man? You don't see it with the naked eyes?
What? All right.
Sir, my name is good evening.
Ketter, what? No. Explain
just
to
a
me.
point of order. Can I?
Ketter,
how long Jamaica?
No. Ketter, let me argue.
How long Jamaica? How long Jamaica go after Ivan Toney?
All right, so let me ask you this, Ivan. Where is the proof? I'm asking you a question, don't get agitated. Where is the proof that you have? Let me ask you an RDN man before you answer. Where is the proof that you have that there was a consistent pursuit of Ivan Toney by persons from Jamaica?
So hold on a minute. So the president then come out and talk loud and clear, say in get in touch with the player, everything.
So all right. So the president, I'm going to go by what you said. The president came out in an interview and said, we have gotten in touch with the player. How that does translate into a consistent pursuit of Ivan Toney to the point where the federation and the coaches were convinced that he was coming to play for Jamaica, and Ivan Toney sold him a 6 or a 9 and chose to play for England. You don't have any proof of that.
Hold on. Because in the English media, you have a lot of this, Jamaica or England. Everybody they see them stuff there.
What
Ivan Toney did an interview.
Man, there's a point of order. You can't allow that to continue, man. Because that are just that is totally incorrect information. Arden, you have it wrong. No, Arden, no, he did not. No, he did not. He is not the player that said that. You have it totally wrong.
What you mean? Me see interview Cataract. I'm going to find him back and show you. Say they can give money, man.
All right, Arden, watch it now.
Arden.
Cataract and Arden.
Bless upon yourself. Bless upon yourself, brother. Manners and respect. Come on, bless upon yourself.
Arden.
Good afternoon, man. But now, Terry 1,000 times. But as I say, when you know something is blatantly inaccurate, you don't have to question the person to go there. Ivan Toney is not the person who said Jamaica or England who come first. That was Emile Smith-Rowe.
There.
So he has it totally wrong. Ivan Toney at the first time said he had just got promoted with Brentford. Allow him time to establish himself in the Premier League. That's what he said. And when we came back to him, he said he is on the fringe of England. He would like to see how that goes. So if a man just have something that's totally inaccurate, we have to stop them sometime.
Yeah, but I didn't want to stop him because I was going to ask him to present the proof because I know
there's no proof. And you know that there's no proof, so it's like a game you play and...
No, I have to give the person...
How man have proof? It's not Ivan Toney, and he just maybe mixed up the players, and you just help him out. You know, make the man joke. Remember, say everyone go deeper, you know. So if you see them don't even have one life raft or one little because squeegee thing, but take one floater, you're gonna make him drown.
Have mercy, Cataract. Here's the problem we have now. You know that we have a very important parent waiting on me for the longest while that I need to meet up with, right? So if I
Mason Greenwood's parent? Are you meeting with Mason Greenwood's mom and dad?
Let me finish, man. So what I can do two things, right? It's going to take around 30 minutes for me to get ready and get back here, right? All right. If you're available, I can leave you in charge. If not, we end right now. So what says though?
You want to leave me in charge for half an hour?
I hope that when I come back, I will still have my channel.
All right, I'm going to have to come off of the phone then. I have to go use the laptop. So you're going to send a new StreamYard where I can click off on add on and those things.
I can't do that at this moment.
Oh, you can't do that at this moment. All right, let me get the laptop and set up. So give me about 3 minutes. Let me just get a laptop because I'm on the mobile phone. So half an hour. I can do half an hour for this. Yeah.
All right. So people, this is what Arden sent, right? He sent this saying, Ivan Toney relax over England versus Jamaica decision. And then he says, open quote, whoever comes knocking, then we'll talk. As Brentford striker says, he's excited, not fearful of Liverpool and Virgil van Dijk, and reflects on Newcastle exit. All right. Now, Arden, this this is two different things, you know. All right. This was done I think the September 20th, 2001. All right. 2001. You understand me? So I don't know. That's a quote from him, but that quote is not exactly, you know, what you were saying. Read it. It said, whoever comes knocking, then we'll talk. he never made a decision, and Jamaican had them believing that he was going to. You understand me? But Cataract is going to come on and join, and then I'm going to. You're not going to be seeing me for a good 30 minutes, and I will be back. So please keep him in line and in order. All right. But RDN, he did make some very good points that we must not about the teams getting enough time to prepare and our players being able to play often enough to be ready for junior football. I think that is important, right? That is important, the preparation time. But sometimes we have to take what the players say. I think we create conversation sometimes based on speculations and assumptions and all of those things. Because truthfully, we don't know what, for example, I think, was it Leader who was talking about Michael Hector? If you know how international football is, right? So they will send these letters to like say 40 players, what they call a provisional squad. So every player, every club says that, listen, this player is on our provisional squad. All right. No, remember, you're on the provisional list. You get a second email that confirms that you are now selected. You are not supposed to. The club cannot ask for time unless it is confirmed. So if the club go ahead, for example, and says, well, we need time off this weekend because we have this amount of players, and then the player don't make the 23-man squad, it is not the MAs who are responsible. It is the club, because the first email does tell people that there'll be a second email to confirm the player in the 23-man squad, because the first contact is about initial, yeah. You understand me? All right, so let me say it again, Peso. What happens is that when the first letters are sent to the club, it's not for the final 23. It's normally for the provisional squad. Clubs should not go and ask for like break from their fixture because of the provisional squad. But when the second letter is sent confirming the player, that's what I'll say. My management Tony is not the issue. All right. So all I'm saying with Omari Hutchinson, he's a youngster. I still believe that he will play for Jamaica. All right. And the time is going to come. Same thing I believe with Kira Anderson, and you'll begin to see this. But sometimes I think players go through stuff, families go through stuff, and they need to deal with their thing. And we just need to allow that and look at Cephas, not Cephas, look at Casey Palmer from, I think, Saudi Arabia. This is the first time. So sometimes we just need players to go through the different stages and phases, and then just trust the process that over time, that will be. But I will leave you in the capable hands of, he's not Cataract today. He is Ohini. So let's leave you in the capable hands of Ohini Blake for the next half an hour.
Cataract sound, the biggest and the baddest sound. I don't know how this all goes. Let me look at the comments. Good evening, people. T-Got is here, but he's muted. So, man, just forward, first of all, let me give thanks for the coach, give thanks for the team that is selected, and I'll give my own dissection on it. Mr. United, big up yourself. I just want to say, because I joined earlier, management asked me to hold down the fort. Time comes for win the Nations League. Yeah, definitely time comes for that. You understand? So let me start. First, I just want to say, Arden, the girl them champion, it looked like the girl them hit you with the champion bottle over your head. It was not Ivan Toney who made the statement that England or Jamaica, whichever comes first. That was not Ivan Toney. So you can't falsely attribute something to him. That was Emile Smith-Rowe, midfielder from Arsenal. Ivan Toney had said at the time he was concentrating on the playoffs with Brentford. Because if you remember, they hadn't gotten promoted as yet, and we were trying to get to the Gold Cup. Subsequent to that, he then said he wanted to establish himself as a Premier League striker. And thereafter, he started scoring goals. And Jamaica did put in, I don't think he carried us around no bed. He's not one of those. We were really putting in a full court press. So I leave that at Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney is Mr. 10 minutes, and he got tricked. My information is that the English FA and Ivan Toney and Gareth Southgate came to an agreement that if Gareth Southgate took up the England cap and turned his back on Jamaica, if Ivan Toney did, then he would be given a hefty fine and a period of suspension that would allow him to come back at the start of the season. But the English FA, of course, once they get you, they trick you, He was hoodwinked, bamboozled. And those who want to can look up at the comments by Gareth Southgate as he was livid, hopping mad, because that was not what the agreement was. You understand? He was tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led amok, led astray, and all the rest. My view on this squad. Now, Manningsman and I had a long discussion yesterday. People felt that I was under the whites. I wasn't. I see two of the changes that I thought would come are there. So let me give you. First of all, I think we have settled in on a goalkeeper core that would seem to take us into 2026. Right? No, Cali Sinclair, Mason Greenwood has no door. And Mason, there is no door there, brother. There's no door. If you put your foot through there, you're going to drop right down because there's no floor there. Gareth Southgate, you cannot continue to trick the people. Goalkeeping core. I believe that we are settled on a goalkeeping core, and I believe that these are the three goalkeepers that we will see take us to 2026. That's my firm belief. Andre Blake as the veteran, Jamali Waite will have to wait his turn, and Kanaya Boyce Clark as another able deputy giving competition. And so I believe that for the goalkeeping department, we have settled in on that. They're goalkeepers in the wing, like Corey Adai. Should injuries become a thing, and certainly when we need a bigger squad, like a squad of 50, a pool, Corey Adai is in that pool. But I think we are absolutely settled. How do the man them feel about the goalkeeping core? Because I think that this is what we will see at the World Cup in 2026. I don't see another goalkeeper bursting through the ranks. I don't see that happening. I know there's Jamal Blackman at Burton, but he can play for either Jamaica or Barbados. I think Barbados is a better bet for him because I think that this is a lock. And so once we have this department settled, the defenders. So in the defensive unit, there's been two changes. I had indicated that I would have certainly rested. I don't want to use the word dropped, but I would have rested the veteran Kemar Lawrence at the left back. But I see that the coach has opted to bring in Greg Lee to bolster the left back position, and Tavon Gray, who is going to make his debut senior cap. if he takes the field. I think it's one too many right backs and left backs. I think with Lembekisi being able to operate on both flanks, we should pay some attention there. Javane Brown being dropped, that's the big news. Now, can someone tell me if Javane Brown is injured? Remember, I don't watch MLS. I talk a story playing. I only have one big 75-inch screen TV. I don't have nothing else. 65. So I one match at a time I watch. So the MLS man them, is Javane Brown injured, or did the coach give an explanation as to why he was not included in this squad? And what are the thoughts? Oh, Big D Len said he's not injured. Thank you, Big D Len. You're a man that big up Carlton Lovelace. You don't know. Big D Len, you're a man who has your finger on the trigger, so to speak, or your finger on the pulse of things happening. Tavon Gray is better than Javane Brown. Let us see. I Eagle Republic, I'm going to make a note of that. If the other man them feel that way there. I think Javane Brown would have felt that he had done enough to hold down his place in a fight between himself and Dexter Lembekisi. But I still believe that we are short of an elite right back. We are short of an elite right back. That's two men saying Gray is better than Javane Brown. Is that this season? Because that certainly was not the talk back last year in 2022 when Javane came into the squad. The name Tavon Gray was nowhere on the radar. So is it that this season he's been performing better, or is it that he has come out of had a breakout 2023-2024 season? The other question I would ask, is it that Javane, because I know I've seen some highlights, things in NBC Sports, and he was playing center back for his club. But I would want to join the comments of Big D Len. We need a Premier League right back. And I am, as a matter of fact, I believe we need two in the rotation, because I believe that has been a Achilles heel for the Reggae Boyz, right? That has been an Achilles heel for the Reggae Boyz, and I can't say no more. I am going to look up something here, because I think Wesley Harding. How do we feel about the non-inclusion of Wes Harding? He's gotten himself a move to another championship club. So he's in the championship with Millwall. And what is it that, I think he was asking, what is it that these coaches are seeing in Wes Harding that our national setup is not seeing? Because a number of players have fallen down into the League One ranks, but he has managed to get a lateral move. As a matter of fact, I think he has moved up, because Rotherham was really like one of the cellar dweller clubs in the championship. He's at Millwall. He's played 2 games. The game that I saw him in, I only seen one game with him, was the EFL Cup. So I don't know. But he just seems not to have found favor with this setup. But hold your head up, young man, and you know what I mean? But he's not starting, but he's had two appearances, short appearances in the championship, and he had a 13-minute appearance in the thing as he makes his way into the Millwall squad. He's really come on, and as a matter of fact, his last game was a clean sheet against Stoke City with Daniel Johnson and the crew, and a 1-0 victory. And he came on for 3 minutes. They lost 3-1 to Norwich. So hopefully we will see him cement himself, the Leicester-born defender. As a matter of fact, he's now listed as a right back. He's now listed as a right back, operating in a back three. So he's a bit surprised, you know what I mean? But I really can't say much about the defense, the inclusion of Mariappa. Somebody asked me, what do I believe of Mariappa? The truth of the matter is, I don't know. He's the veteran and the coach. He seems to be in the squad, not for vibes, but he seems to be in the squad with a sort of unity element. But those who know, we know the score. Give me 1 second there. Let me check on something and get back to the man them. 129 watching. I'm going to get to say it. Please hit the like button. I'm going to do that. 84 people watching. I'm going to hit the like button. King Cataract is here. 132 watching. Okay. All right. So, whoa, Lord of His mercy. That's not what I wanted to do. So, I'm getting everything settled now. All right. Up and running. The inclusion of Mariappa, I think, is a surprise. I heard a lot of people talking about Michael Hector. A lot of people talking about Michael Hector. But he hasn't shown. So some people, some bald-headed people too, were saying that they had the inside scoop that Michael Hector was in the squad. I don't see Michael Hector. I'm not drinking out of a nipple bottle. It's a water bottle. And yes, I can assure you it has some of the strong stuff in there. So, Messi Farmer, Dentil. Oh, it's not cat. I'm not a cat, Carlton. I'm not a cat. K-A-T. Cataract. But condolences to Diane Wilmot's family. They said some people know him as Messi, former Dentil and Jamaica. If that, rest in power. Rest in power. Shamar Hall, no, there isn't any news on who he has been scouted. We have not seen any inclusions. So it may be that, well, I can't say that because Casey Palmer is in the midfield. We seem a bit light in the midfield. One defensive midfielder, Joel Latibedir, is actually a defender. So we really only have 4 specialist defenders, specialist midfielders, so. But it's a 2-match window, and I believe we should be able to get through with the squad that's there. Up front, we are going with the 3 that misfired, and I think for me, and again, I'm not the coach, but for me, it's do or die for Corey Burke and Shamar. They have to start getting on the score sheet regularly. And we're really talking about Haiti and Honduras, who outside of Nicaragua and maybe Guatemala are one of the weaker Central American teams. They're not a powerhouse in Central America. So we should see the goals, right? That would be my concern. As I said yesterday, I would have relieved one of them of their duties and brought in a new striker. Maybe Trevante Stewart is given time to settle in at his club. That be there. Andre Gray, they said, is on the move, so maybe he might not have wanted to come right at the this part of the window, I don't know. But we are coming back with the much vaunted 6. Leon Bailey, Michael Antonio, Demari Gray, Corey Burke, Shamar Nicholson, and Dujon Richards. And they are joined by Ronaldo Cephas. I did predict yesterday that Kahim Paris would not be included in this window, and I am happy to see Cephas. How the man them see the thing. Cephas. Let's just go on the call-ups. And remember, touch up the like button, please, and thank you. Cephas. What's the feeling of the man them about Cephas's call-up? Cephas, former Arnett Gardens standout. Anybody know the school that he represented? But I know him as an Arnett Garden standout, who is now in Turkey. Hala Madrid said good addition. I agree with you. And I look forward to see what he does. I hope he grabs it with both hands, because if reports are to be believed, Drew Fortis says it's overdue, and Reese Nelson is in the wings, then man had better step up and do his thing and make his name now, or forever hold your peace. That's what they've said. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Score some goals now, put in some assists now, or forever hold your peace. Charlie Smith. Thank you, Brian Mighton. Thank you. Cataract with the boy, that product of St. Elizabeth, always good, and Hamden in Trelawney, always a good product. So Charlie Smith, Charlie Smith would be feeling proud today. The brown and yellow, that's the school colors. Correct me. Travis Perseo, me now go no match. Well, you weren't coming to the match anyway, Travis. Seriously. You find any excuse to say you're not coming match because Whisper in the squad. So who should be in the squad and not Whisper? Who should be in the squad and not Whisper? Continue to fight. A player who comes in and scores on his competitive debut should not be in the squad. Smoking. You were looking, the next thing you're gonna say you're not coming to the match because the grass is green at the stadium. Or if Whisper was not in the squad, you would say you're not coming to the stadium because Chris Brown did perform in there, and Chris Brown did accuse of domestic violence, so you protest that. You just not come a match, brother. Easy. Kemar Roof. Whoa. I haven't watched the Scottish League. I really haven't watched the Scottish League, to tell you the truth. And I don't have my Sky Sports news. So I'm really struggling when it comes to outside of the England football. You understand? But he's still at Rangers. He, for all intents and purposes, at age 30. He's a year younger than Michael Antonio. And he had a long layoff last season. And he is back in the fold. He's back in the fold this season for this. He's had two appearances so far. He's scored 1 goal. He's been in the starting level 1 out of the 3 games. So he's gotten on the score sheet. 1 in 2 games. Playing 65 minutes. He played a game in the League Cup. So it'll be interesting. I am not. The coach has never really worked with him, so I'm not surprised. But I think this is the last call Corral. This is the last drink for Corey to really set his name. It's the last drink for Shamar to set his name at this point in time, because You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I think I would want to give him a little bit more time in order to get back to the 100% full fitness. So Jonathan Russell. I think people know not my John Russell. I don't. All right. I can't say I'm surprised, but I can't say shocked. That I don't see John Russell in the in the side. I can't say I'm shocked, right? Because let me get my mouse so that I can be able to point and click better. Because the truth of the matter is that Russell, when the coach had the opportunity in the Gold Cup, he didn't really draw for John Russell at all. So I don't know. He's 22 years old. I don't think he's finished with the program. He's played 5 matches for his club, Barnsley FC in League One, and he started 80% of the time, and he's played up to the 80th minute for most games. He played in the league club game. He scored 1 goal, and he's had 1 assist. So I haven't listened to the. I was busy. I hadn't listened to the press conference. But was there any hint of why Jonathan Russell was not selected? Any reason why? Any reason why? Nothing on Jonathan Russell. I don't know. It's puzzling. Yes, Kevin Williams. He has scored in that match. He has scored 1 goal and 1 assist so far this season. And I can give it the details. He has had an assist in the League Cup. As a matter of fact, he scored on the opening day, a 7-0 victory over Port Vale. He featured in a 1-1 draw against Bristol Rovers. They lost 1-3 to Peterborough. Our good friend up front, striker there, he ran riot. They lost 3-1 to Oxford, but they had a 2-0 victory. So he'd be coming off of a victory. He played 90 minutes in a 2-0 victory, kept a clean sheet. So I have to say I'm surprised. I don't know that we needed 6 attackers, or I don't think that we needed the extra wing back, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? Eddie Guna says 1 save for us, he's very happy. So all right, here we are now. We're not gonna nitpick the thing. We're not gonna nitpick the thing. Let us do 2 things in this time that I have. 1, we could start. The man them, I don't know if I did it before, but we're gonna do it now. Give this squad a rating out of 1 to 10. What say you? 1 to 10 out of the squad. And may I get the item 3 minutes? It's 3 minutes to 3 o'clock. May I get the item 3 minutes just to send in the ratings? 3 minutes. Send in the ratings. Ratings. Rate this squad. Rate the squad. King Jav, 8.5. Carl Beckford, 8 out of 10. King Cataract says 7.5. I'm Alive say 8 for consistency. Peter Way say 8. So most of it in the thing, Drew Fort is 7.5. J. Russ, 8. Tom Stranger, 8. Carter Lovely, 7.5. Kevin Reed, 7.5. Kevin Williams, tell me why you went the low. Tell me why you went the low 7, Kevin Williams. You have to come, just drop a comment. Dean Fraser, 8. Winston Williams talking about Russell. We're going to get back to that. Mirak, 8. Dean Fraser, 8. Kevin Williams, I don't know why you went lowest, but most of the people seen 8 out of 10. You understand? Who else a score? Come, 1 minute to go. RJ, 7.8. You have to explain the point here, brother, and round up the thing. You understand? Yeah, but J. Russ, who would you have called? Mr. United, 8.5. Mr. United, 8.5. Who would you have dropped and who would you have called up in their place? It's obvious that the coach wants a lot of goals. That's what I'm seeing. He's throwing some caution to the wind. And I think when we come to look at who the starting lineup is going to be, that'll be very interesting. First God, he's gone on to the Maggie thing. Flavor Max TV said 9 because he sees the intentions. Yes. We see that is what intention do you see, Flavor Max? Because I see an attacking intention. Okay. No, it's not anchored to the team. I think that Whisper is, along with Kanaya Boyce Clark and Dexter Lambakisi, are the 3 youth players that the coach is taking and grooming to be the cornerstone of his 2026 and 2030 squad. So I think that's long-term planning. Dr. Hira says 7.5. We'll see it the same. Fresh God, you finally chop in. Stop chat now and answer 8. You seem to be along with most people. So it's either 8 or 7.5. A few people says 8.5, which is a fairly good passing grade, if you ask me. Only per man there in place, man. 122. Watch it. Drop some more and let's see who else is really what you think, and then I'm going to it makes sense. It makes sense with United. It's not one of those squad where you have a cuss, but even if you have a one person that you would have loved to see in the side, you can say, oh my Lord, have His mercy.
You look, good afternoon, my friend. You look so lonely. I look
lonely. I don't need male company, bro.
You look lonely.
It's not a bacchanal.
The number of people watching, dropping. So say,
the number of people watching are dropping. It's at a steady 124. What are you talking about? 124.
So
yeah, the haters, even the haters, them still about.
You were going so good. Continue to be as nice as you were going. How are you doing this afternoon?
How are you doing, Andre?
I couldn't
just
be better.
Here observing.
Couldn't be better.
Not here. But Andre, don't you have like some carnival thing to do? It's Labor Day weekend.
I'm not a carnival guy.
He's not a carnival guy. That is him pretending that he's not really a Trini. Like he doesn't
I am a Trini. I was wondering.
The world has ever seen.
I was wondering if you all playing anybody, if you're going to discuss the opponent at all. Or you just discussing? Yeah. Does the opponent matter? Does the opponent have a say?
My opponent doesn't have a say. We're talking about our squad today.
Yes, but you're playing somebody. You are now rating your squad. Does the opponent have any say in the picture?
No.
Okay.
We're going to whop them and zap them.
That's what I want. You see, that is what was missing from your conversation just now.
I was.
That's what was missing. So, are you going to predict scores?
No. We haven't reached that point to the ticket. We're just looking at. We just rated the squad, as an unfriendly neighbor. What's your rating of this squad?
I'm a very friendly neighbor.
1 to 10.
It's
the only Trinity who doesn't like
for the CONCACAF, and I was just watching Mikel Antonio and watch him for as the season. Mikel and Antonio and Leon Bailey. I think this squad, when it compares to for the CONCACAF region, is a 8. I think this is a 8.
8.
It could be even more.
So you're agreeing with I'm gonna put on my headphones. You're agreeing with the likes of Fresh God. I had it at a 7.5. I think I think we have one too many fullbacks.
One too many fullbacks. You have a lot of 7 attacking players, 7 forwards here.
No, we don't have 7 forwards. We have 3 forwards.
Well, it's listed. You have listed here 7 forwards, right? I think. Let me ask you a question. How do you think? And this is having not seen with my eyes the surface that they're going to play on, but just understanding where the surfaces across the region might be. If you leave out, if you look across the Caribbean. Do you think the surface could affect Mikel Antonio and Leon Bailey and them performance? Maybe not Leon so much, but Mikel Antonio and Damari Gray, and that we may not be able to see. Mikel, for example, started very, very strong this season. He's playing right now at the moment. Do you think that would affect the game? Can't hear you. Your headset isn't working. Still can't hear you. Yeah, you might need to continue without the headset.
Are you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you now. You're trying to be fancy with headset and all that stuff.
What I was saying to you, you didn't understand.
Just keep it simple, my brother. Just keep it simple.
Understand the signal, which was I was asking you to continue while I sort out my audio issues.
Oh well, yeah, I was asking you a question there, but you don't need the headset.
You were asking me a question. I just told you. My rating of the side is 7.5.
No. I was asking you if you think the surface in the Caribbean.
You're asking about Mikel Antonio.
Huh?
I heard the question about Mikel Antonio and what I think the effect would be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whop them and zap them. Plain and simple.
Look, Jason is saying he scored a screamer on the same surface against the USA the last time.
Oh, Michael Gordon said the Russell midfield situation. I would get back to that. I am surprised, Michael Gordon, and having looked at the results in League One, him starting 5 games, has 1 goal so far. He had an assist in the League Cup. I think he might feel hard done by. So I would love to have asked the coach. I don't know if anybody watched. The man that watched it, was there any question about this? And did the coach answer? Somebody can come and tell us.
Well, I know watching it online, you couldn't hear the questions.
Oh, we couldn't hear the questions. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
At least, I couldn't hear the questions. You were just hearing the answers.
So was there any answer about John Russell?
I can't remember hearing an answer. And after a while, it becomes difficult to listen to the answer, not the question. So I stopped listening to it.
So it was a bit of a flop. Okay, all right. So I think people are welcoming the inclusion of Casey Palmer. I didn't have him included in my 23. I had Omari Hutchinson, but there's a lot of speculation as to was there any response about the absence of Omari Hutchinson?
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear anything about that.
So what were they asking about?
There was a lot of discussion about the football and having an under 21 team during the window to help prepare for 2026. So players would be getting games at a high level. There was discussion. The part about the actual squad itself, I didn't listen to that because very early on you couldn't hear the questions, and after a while it became difficult to listen.
Not enough.
Yeah,
it's like a monologue.
Yeah.
Jason said the coach said he wanted to see new players, but there are really only 2 or 3 new players in the squad. Tavon Green, Casey Palmer, and so that's fine. CFS.
Yeah, but he won't change his whole squad right away. I mean, he's gonna keep a core, and he's gonna make some changes around it. Because at the end of the day, the goal is what? To try to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, right?
Yeah, no, that's your goal. We have to get to the Copa America.
Well, okay, well, yeah.
I understand the slip because Trinidad's not involved in them kind of discussion there. So I understand the slip.
Hello. I am back, and I must interject on
No,
this.
but you can't just no, man. No. I am going to do that. You can't just do that. You don't just pop up and start chatting. My Trini, the fella over there, and myself are having a little dialogue. He seemed to have not listened to TJ and stay in his own lane. So he was saying that this is about 2026. And I was saying to him that this is about our Copa America, but he doesn't have those kinds of ambitions or shouldn't be looking in those directions because that's left for the big boys. And we are one of the big boys in CONCACAF. So I understand. So Andre,
man, he was behaving so nice until you showed up. As you showed up, he started to go in another direction. We were having such...
maybe the psycho bunny on his shirt has infiltrated his brain.
Yeah,
it is actually. It looks like a braille. It is a braille of Psycho Bunny, actually.
He was being such a good host before you turned up, and as soon as you showed up, he started to lose his way.
I just want to say happy independence to Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let me just say happy independence to Trinidad and Tobago. I think they celebrated independence yesterday.
Yes, that is correct.
50 years?
That is not 50. I think it's 61. I think it was
61 years of independence, right? So, big up to all the Trini. I hope Cataract took time to do that before he started getting into this and that.
Absolutely
not. No, he did not.
I want to make it clear again. My 2 rivals in this region are the United States of America. You'll never hear me have anything good to say about them or wish them any good. And in the region is Trinidad and Tobago. I have no good wishes. They are my rivals.
Yeah. But what I'll say, I was
do you think if they buck up on a new find of oil, that they would somehow go... Right now they're humble because Guyana is the big oil kingpin. That's why they're being nice.
Okay.
Back in the 1980s when they had the Shah of Iran and they could have sold oil for $200 a barrel. They were hyped.
Yes. So it is never my intention to get into any
geopolitical,
controversial or political conversation about Jamaica and Trinidad. But I will encourage Cataract to go study the history a little bit between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you so much, sir.
I will encourage you to go do that.
Andre, no, in all seriousness, and I'm going to ask you, as companions, I want to. So we were just rated the squad. Andre rated the squad 8. I rated it 7.5, and most people were either 8 or 7.5. There were a couple of 8.5s. I think Kevin Williams had a 7, but he didn't respond when I asked him why. A lot of the Andre was letting us know that the press conference was not properly executed.
No.
Hold the moment,
I did not say that. I did not say that.
The press conference was wonderfully executed to the point where no one could hear the question being asked.
All right, so Cataract, let me just say this, and I said it earlier, but you probably were not listening. So
no, I wasn't.
So first, I did commend Military Guna, one of the other vloggers who has gotten involved for improving the football across Jamaica. And so it was the first time he and Siobhan Peart, they were responsible for the whole videoing. And this was the first time this was being done. And I think there was an upgrade there, right? I agree that the questions were not, we could not hear the questions, but we heard the answers. What I will say though, one of my biggest, if I were disappointed, and this is why I needed to know who was asking the question and what was being asked. This was a press conference for the squad selection. And the only question that was asked about the squad was the last question asked.
I think Andre
all the questions that were asked was about the girls coming to play, who will be in the girls squad when the girls come to play, the under 17 coach, the preparation time, the monies owing by the GFF, tax issues, all of those things. And I'm thinking, who is going to ask about players who they believe are omitted? Why this player was selected? Why it was only at the end. So the coach was only really asked about the squad. One question that had 2 parts. That to me, and here's the thing now, there has been this whole dialogue about how YouTubers have been invading the press conferences and the questions are not making any sense. I would have loved to have seen and heard who asked those questions. Right? But I wasn't able to. But give me a sec. You guys just go ahead. And that is my
Yeah, man. Okay. Kevin Williams, thank you. I didn't see the response. I'm sorry. Respect, my brother. Sorry about that. I see you have the second Trinidadian in the house. Is it Michael Gordon? And he's there claiming that Trinidad helped Jamaica to independence.
You should. I would recommend you study the history a little bit.
What did you guys do exactly?
And maybe
we have iguanas here. What did you do exactly?
Maybe your tone might be one of gratitude. Maybe.
I can't wait. But the thing is, even when I get my wish, you hide. It's only your son who was brave enough to take the field.
I'll be there next time.
Eat too much breadfruit. So back to what we were saying. My other question, because we rated the squad, was from this squad, who do we see as a starting 11? And we pretty much had that yesterday, and we had a debate, and therefore, it was there. So if you can see the squad up again, I'll give you my starting 11. And then I wanted to give you some time, Andre, because you're here, to tell us about what's happening in the lower regions of the Nations League in CONCACAF. As cellar dwellers. Tell us what's happening down there. So from this, J. Ross, Hector or Anderson, I really believe Anderson. I don't know what is it with Kira Anderson. I don't know who's white foul him yam. I don't know who's white foul him yam. Why in no squad does he seem to find his way in? Even though of the young players, he is probably the most established because he's been playing in the senior team for quite a few games. So, of course, Andre Blake would be in goal for me. Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Dexter Lembekisi at right back, and Amari Bell at left back. Picks itself because clearly now, here is where I'm going to be controversial because I believe that Daniel Johnson and Bobby Reid should start, and then one of either Joel Latibodera or Kevin Lambert. But I suspect that the coach is going to go with Kevin Lambert, Joel Latibodera, and Bobby Reid. And then I believe, but I disagree, and I caused all waves of controversy yesterday, that the starting three would be Michael Antonio, Demari Gray, and Leon Bailey. If I had my way, Dujon Whisper would start and Leon Bailey would come on when the legs are not so fresh for the opponents.
So let me ask you this. If changes in the squad is being made to see players, it's a 2-game window. Why, and considering some of the conversations that
you have to speak up a little bit because my speaker here, I don't know what has happened to it. Which is why I tried the headphones, but go ahead.
Yeah, considering it's a 2-game window,
right,
and the fact that it's being used to look at players as well as to try to qualify for the Copa America. Why wouldn't you start Tavon Gray at right back, considering some of the conversations that we've heard before in terms of the right back position?
No, because I believe that in the opening game, he has to win these games. So I believe those players will come in for cameos. It's my view that those players will come in for cameos. If we're leading 2 or 3-0, he'll probably make the changes. If the game is closer, then we'll see them in the final 10 minutes or so. But he has to win these games, is what it was said. Mirak said 4-2.
What do you consider a cameo? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
I think 10-minute cameos is what we'll see. That's what he's really done. If you look at what happened with Whisper in the game in which he came in, it was in the 80th minute.
But is that enough? Is that enough to figure out if they can help?
No, but you have... sorry, my apologies. For a lot of players, that's what you get. Even for your club, it's 10 minutes you get to come on and you do your thing in 10 minutes. And then you get a little longer time the next time. I'm finding it very distracting because you have a background on and obviously your laptop was made in Trinidad and it doesn't have enough bandwidth.
What are you hearing?
It's cutting into your face and you're bleeding and blending all into the laptop.
Oh, okay. That's not
the background.
That has nothing to do with background. That's nothing to do with bandwidth. Trust me.
It's to do with your memory?
No, it does not. It has nothing to do with that. I'm using. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this.
Go ahead. All right. So that's pretty much as I see it. What do I expect? I expect 6 points from this window. Let me see. I demand them. So Miraki said 4. So you don't believe that you don't believe that we're gonna play. Whoa, Mirak, no, I have a challenge you. So you don't believe it's 4-3-3? That we're playing with 2 wingers and 1 center forward? You believe that it's Leon Bailey and thing as center forwards? Mirak, just let me know upon that.
What was the formation in the Gold Cup?
It's very fluid. And I don't know where Cali Sinclair got that Dwight York is the greatest Caribbean footballer. That is not Nogoso. Not Nogoso. Have you heard of John Barnes? You mad?
Hold on a minute. I don't. Sometimes I try to avoid the nostalgia conversations, right? I like to deal with bringing the with connecting the present to the future and the past is, but did John Barnes win a treble?
Did Dwight York score a goal in the World Cup?
Hold on. Did John Barnes win a treble?
Did Dwight York score a goal in the World Cup?
No, he didn't. But I answered you. Could you answer me?
No, he didn't win a treble.
Okay.
But he was certainly part of the dominant. Liverpool was dominant in the 80s. Was there even a treble to be won in the 80s? It was the FA Cup. That league, that Carabao Cup thing is since the Premier League came about.
What
So
did John Barnes win?
What did John Barnes win?
I don't like the nostalgic conversations, but my God.
Oh my God. Like seriously. Oh my God. Let me go again. Let me go again.
Get back to the
go again.
Please.
Let me go again. Let me go again. Let me go again. So Dwight York has not scored a goal in a World Cup. Has he reached the knockout phase of a World Cup?
Say that again.
And what I thought you would do is just taking the easy route. Taking the easy route, which was to say, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, his father was born in Trinidad. That's what I thought you would have done.
Whose father was born in Trinidad? How many caps did John Barnes have for Jamaica?
For Jamaica? John Barnes has never played for Jamaica.
Okay.
But he was born in Jamaica. Oh, you didn't know that John Barnes' father was from Trinidad and Tobago?
So why are we discussing? Why is
so
John
let
Barnes,
me help you out. Hold on. You asked the question. You asked the question, and I'm going to answer.
I know he was. I know he was born and he moved there as a little boy. His dad was was a diplomat, and I know the story.
Okay, so let me help you. So there was no Premier League in John Barnes' era. So the question you're asking is mad. But he won the title twice. In 87, 88 and 89, 90, okay? He won the FA Cup twice, 88 and 91. He won the League Cup once, and he won the Charter Shield twice. Okay? And he was certainly the Players' Player of the Year in 1988, and Footballers' Player of the Year in twice. That's better than anything Dwight York has done. Dwight York was a good player. Dwight York was a good player at the level.
I'd rather you beat me right now and tell me that Jamaica is in a better
position. But I
position.
just beat you. I just whopped you 4-1. What are you talking about?
But that's what I'm saying. I'd rather you talk to me now about the present because
okay. I'm gonna yield. I'm going to yield. Could you tell us what's happening in the nether regions of the CONCACAF Nations League?
What can I tell you? There's nothing to report because everybody else seems to be dropping a squad of 23. A squad hasn't been selected yet. A squad of 40 was dropped 2 days ago. I'm not sure why. So you can't discuss anything there because, all we can say is that there's a game against Curaçao on the 3rd, I think it is. That's all that could be said, really. They retained the coach. And so as of right now, we don't know who the squad is. We don't know a whole lot.
Okay. Thank you, Mirak, for giving me the clarification. I accept it. So you don't have a squad?
Not at the moment, not a squad of 23.
Okay. So you would say that 1 week away or 7 days away from the start of the window, would I be correct in saying it's Bacchanal?
You could say that.
It's Bacchanal in the savannah, people.
You
nothing
could say that.
pleases me more than when my opponents are in disarray.
You could say that. But I'm sure there's a rationale for it. There's always a rationale for...
Who are you playing in the opening rounds? Which two footballing giants will you be coming up against?
Curaçao at home and away to El Salvador.
And what result are you expecting?
Look, every time you national, I haven't seen the squad, so it's hard to tell.
Oh yes.
I haven't seen the squad.
Well, if you have to see a squad before telling us what you think about a game against Curacao, things
You have to see the squad because if the squad is, look, we just had a few Caribbean Cup games, right, where we had the league winners in Trinidad losing to Cavaliers, Defense Force, tying with Cavaliers, sorry, and then you had the runners-up, I think, AC Port of Spain losing to Cavaliers in Jamaica. So, and Cavaliers, the last time I checked, was probably the youngest professional club team anywhere. So, it's all going to depend on the makeup of the squad. It really is going to depend on the makeup of the squad.
Has a release been sent for a player named Fortune? Has a release been requested for a player named Fortune?
Yes.
Okay. Has he accepted the call-up?
I think,
to the best of your knowledge, has he accepted the call-up?
To the best of my knowledge, I know he's been having a slight some slight trouble with his hamstring, so I'm not so sure how that's going to turn out in the end.
That's the only time I'll be sorry for Trinidadian. I wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, he's on the man. I think it's one of those things where, you got to monitor it and see how it goes. And
what is his position?
He's a midfielder. His best position in my opinion, considering the fact that I was the architect of who he's become before Atlanta United took over. His best position is a number 10 position, but he could play any of the positions in the midfield. He could play the 6, he can play the 8, 10.
I have a new wish. I want Jamaica to meet Trinidad and Tobago just one more time. And I want Anthony Grant to be in that side to show your little lad how midfield run. Because I have to ask, because last time I just had to ask because he was being run riot over by the boys. To be fair to him, so were his colleagues. But to be fair to him, so was his colleagues. But he was much vaunted, so I had to single him out for my laughter in the stands.
Don't worry, he'll be all right. Failure is a good thing. You learn from failure. At least most of us do. So hopefully we learn from that encounter and be better prepared to deal with the physicality of Jamaica the next time and the intensity and So
Andre, there's a question here for you. Everton Jackson was asking if you have included, and I have to run. No, the big bad sound is working out. Have you included any overseas born players in your 40-man squad?
Overseas born, yeah.
You care to share who they are and what clubs they play for?
Well, you just ask about one. And
your son is not really a Trini, as some people would say, or do you guys have that discussion in Trinidad about who's really a Trini and those things?
Yeah, it's kind of a silly discussion though.
But I just wondered if it was in the same way that
Yes, they do. Sometimes the players are coming from outside, and it's kind of a two-way street. Sometimes the players come from outside doesn't do themselves any justice, but players coming from outside is looked at a little bit different sometimes unless they come with a certain quality and a certain behavior, right? Because sometimes guys have gone in, as far as I understand, and acted as though they are better than, you know what I mean? As opposed to be better prepared to integrate into the culture and that kind of stuff. So it could be challenging sometimes, to get a good look. I think both sides, if you're going to play for the country, you need to be a little bit you need to be better prepared. You need to know the culture. You need to know how to communicate. You don't just go in and I don't know. Some people would describe it as look dumb. You know, you have to understand the conditions that you're going into. That if you're coming from here, for example, that the pitches probably wouldn't be like you're accustomed to. It's going to be different. And should it be like that? No, it shouldn't. But you need to understand that. So how you deal with that, how you respond to that, is important. You know.
Okay. Thanks for that insight. You know.
I know you all have nice pitches in Jamaica.
Not really.
Where did management disappear to?
He has to come back, otherwise this will be the end of the show.
Otherwise, we'll have to say goodbye.
But we've had a good discussion. I think it's an opening salvo, a squad that has been rated by you at 8 and by myself at 7.5. We have spoken about the quality of the press conference. I would say that it's unfortunate that issues about taxes and issues about not meeting the deadline for some requirements for FIFA, and there being apparently a letter where FIFA is threatening to withhold funding, that those should be happening now, that it clouds. It hangs as a dark cloud over the Nations League. I think the players should be able to come into an environment, the coach should be able to come into an environment where administratively everything is running as a well-oiled machine, so that both when the coach has his press conference, it's really focused on tactical questions and personnel questions, rather than having to look at these administrative issues and media issues, and whether I don't know if there's been an audit. I don't know if that's I think somebody said that to me, that they were asking about whether an audit had been done. But certainly I know there's an issue of the taxes and stuff, but those things looming over the window is a bit unfortunate, because I think the coach and the players need to have, for a number of the players, it's going to be their home debut, and I'd love for them to come here and really be the focus of the window and of the questioning and the media, so that we can get a result.
Do you not think that look, the media is going to do their job, right? The media is going to ask about what they think is important, what they want to know about, what they think people want to know about, what they think is going to get, draw people to their whatever outlet they're using, whether it's social media, website, or buy newspapers, whatever the case may be. So should there have been an opportunity prior to today to address those things? Because those things have been in conversations for a few days now.
So Andre, the Cali Sinclair is saying here that it should have been the coach and his assistants alone facing the press, rather than persons from the JFF. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but if it was solely about the roster, because there were other things talked about, right? There were other things about sport. So if it was solely about the roster, then that's who should have been there, and then the coach could easily say, well, he doesn't know anything about that. That doesn't fall under his remit.
Purview.
Right? Yeah, so that's a good point.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
As I said, I didn't see it. I won't be critical about it. I'm just saying that I hope that this window comes and we're able, that it's well put together. I know that generally Jamaica, we host matches well, and we have a track record of hosting, so I don't see any hosting problems. And so I hope that my concern will be the playing surface after the Chris Brown concert. I know some people are very blasé about it, but a lot of things were done on that field. So, the sort of low-dwelling skyboxes were built up on the field. A stage was erected, a very big stage. Sound equipment. lighting, and so I hope that the playing surface isn't damaged, and that we can get to see the best of our boys. But I really think that the disagreements have been around the edges, which means that there's no big fundamental disagreements. And it is what it is. This is the squad. Welcome back. Welcome to Casey Palmer. You're going to make your you're going to make your debut. You're going to make your debut, and right on the wing, I have to trot along.
I think Trevon is a good catch. Hopefully he works out and able to provide some service in that part of the pitch. As a right back, he seemed like a confident young man. I don't know if you saw his interview last night.
Okay. I wasn't able to see it, unfortunately, Mannings.
Are you gonna be at the game?
Am I going to be at the game?
Yeah, that's a good question. You need to answer it.
Is my name Travis?
Eh?
Is my name Travis?
I don't know.
The ball occur.
I'm
not those kind of football fan, brother. As long as I have life, as long as the good Lord spare my life, I shall be there for my ears.
So you're gonna be at both games?
At both games. In the exact same position where I'm at every game. In the bleachers, at the half line, at the top, under the Jamaica flag, and under two banners, one that says Team Cataract Ultras and the other that says In Grant We Trust. That's where we'll be.
You need to leave the
large, copious amounts.
You need to leave the white rum out of it.
Oh no, the white rum is there by the gallon.
No, I think you need
white
to
rum
leave
and
it out of it.
KFC. That's how we do. Mannings, you are scaring me. but
how long ago was this, Mannings, man?
You're muted, Mannings. You're muted.
You're muted.
This is the day after the concert.
Which was?
Concert was Sunday.
Sunday. There is no field.
Well, hopefully they.
You see all those big brown things? That's dirt. That means the grass has been yammed up.
Hopefully the groundsman could get it back. It's easy to buy sod and put it down. I mean,
buy sod?
Yeah.
Well, what I've seen there is a lack of grass. When you trample the grass, but I know about staging and stuff. When you dig up the grass, because those white things you're seeing there, those are air conditioning units, and oh boy, that looks a right mess, Mannings. What do you say?
You're in an industry that's counterproductive to football.
Wow.
Do you agree with that?
Wow. I am stunned.
I don't know. I don't see how this field gets back into condition for the players to train and for a game to be played in the midst of a drought.
CONCACAF wouldn't let the game go ahead if the field doesn't meet certain standards.
No, sir. They can't make game go ahead for anything. It has to pose a danger to the players for the game not to go ahead. And that don't pose a danger. That just poses a danger to good football. But you see, right where that little truck is going through, Andre, right up above there, at
that's
the furthest end, that's where you find Team Cataract Ultras.
I think sorry, Cataract, but I think they probably should start. I don't know if the game can be hosted at Sabina Park.
No, I don't know. Let me say I don't know. But you can't just go at Sabina Park just so.
But this picture is 5 days ago, right? This picture is 5 days ago.
Yeah, but in that 5 days, it hasn't even been pulled down yet.
This was Monday, you see, right, management?
No, the concert was Saturday night. So this is Sunday morning.
It was Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean,
the concert was when?
Sunday.
Sunday? or Saturday? You sure?
Sunday, brother.
Sunday.
Sunday night.
The
And
27th was Sunday.
And so when you pull it down, it takes about 2 days to pull down and clear out.
So some persons are saying, like Skengdang is saying that this is today.
Yes, I saw that.
He's saying that.
No, that can't be today. That can't be today.
But as far as I know,
that can't be today.
All the stage and everything was taken out of the stadium already from yesterday, from what I heard. So
there's a delay. So I'm not talking over you. I'm saying it takes about 2 days to pull down a stage and rigging, because the sound has come out. So the stage can't come down. The lights are the first thing that comes down, and then the sound is the next thing that comes down. Or the sound first, and then the lights and the LED screens and stuff.
All right, so let me say this for the people. Like, a lot of persons keep saying the JFF don't own a field. A lot of the FAs don't own a field. Like the French, they play at different. Like even England play games in Manchester at Old Trafford. They play at Stamford Bridge. They play at the Emirates. They play at Wembley. Does the England FA own Wembley? No. So the idea that
no, man, the England, the Wembley, they have. I don't know the exact ownership, but they do. They either sit on the board.
So same thing like with the JFF, the Independence Park, the JFF, the national associations have access to it. So the point I'm making is that, like the Brazil FA don't own the Maracanã.
I don't know, but I don't think I would get into that discussion, because I don't think the JFF owning a field, because if Chris Brown came along and said, I'm paying you $100 million to rent the field, you're gonna rent it. It's economics. But what happens with Wembley is that their dates are known, and therefore there are some blackout periods where there can't be any concert activity. Like you couldn't have a concert.
That is where we need to go.
The FA Cup.
Yeah, so that is where we need to go. What we need to say is that, and this is not a federation issue per se. Like, beat the JFF, you know. But because if Usain Bolt was going to run this weekend, they would have still rented out the place. That is the issue we have. And sometimes we don't. We need to put the onus on government, like I said, Cataract, to create these blocks where you don't allow certain things at the main venue, because you know that you respect your national sporting bodies. You should not have this before your Olympic trials. You should not have this before key games like this, because you stand the opportunity of your national team not being able to play on it. And it's not the first time we have seen this affecting football. It's not the first time we have seen this affecting track and field. And while our associations may not own, like the JS don't have their own track and field stadium, we have to find a way, while we're entertainment industry, to have entertainment venues that separate itself from our sporting venues.
So man, I have to take care of myself. So big up the man them, stay safe. And this will be a week long of discussions. I can't sit here and be here every day or whatever, but I go forward in. Big up to the man them where for them working hours is always when Reggae Boyz are playing. All when we are playing in Midline night.
In the Midline night.
But people, come out and support the team. Don't be a Travis. Come support the team. Forward in the stadium.
I want to understand why it seems like you and Travis seem to always be at loggerheads. When both of you, according to you, you come out boldly and speak about your political affiliations.
I don't rate everybody who is in the PNP. And I don't rate Travis. I don't rate his perspectives. And I don't rate his reasonings. Like, I don't rate the fact that he's not coming to the stadium. And the reason he said was because Whispers in the squad, him not come. All of a sudden now, it's because him have work in a Midline night. Yeah, right. Hummer
All right.
Stadium, people. Load up the stadium.
Yesterday, you
What
just
was the
remind
fees
you
again?
just
$5,000 for VIP
Cataract,
and
Cataract, you just
$10,000.
remind me of something.
Cataract. You have this very bad habit. Anytime you're saying something and somebody else is going to talk, you talk a little bit louder because you want to finish what you're saying. Cataract, listen to Andre. Go ahead, Andre.
Let me ask you a question. I was listening to you yesterday, and the past few times you've been very gun-ho on Whisper. You said you saw enough in the Gold Cup to suggest that he should be in the squad. I have no opinion. It's not my Jamaica. That's your all thing. But I want to know from you, what exactly did you see that you're so convinced that he should be in the squad? And again, I don't have an opinion on whether he should be or not. It's not my it's not my place to be to have an opinion on that. What did you see?
You know, this is the easiest question I've ever been asked on YouTube since the day I've come on here.
Okay, well, answer my youth.
And I will answer. Father, ask thy son. He can best tell you what they whisper. Do John Richards, I rate your youth. Anybody that do that against my greatest rival, your son can tell you better than I can, up close and personal. Dash him work and him friend him. And I would think that any player at that age who had so much weight of expectation on them, who came in, scored on their debut, and certainly acquitted themselves well in the chances that they were given, deserves a recall. And as I said, the younger players are who the coach is working with. So I don't expect them to be rotated out. I don't expect Kanaya Boyce Clark. I don't expect Dexter Lembakisi, as long as they're fit, to be rotated out.
Okay, I'm waiting for when you would tell me what you saw.
I saw him make your son and his partners look like prep school, primary school footballers. They didn't have a clue what they were going to do. They didn't have a clue. He carried the ball, he beat the players, and he took the shot, scored the goal, and again when he was given another opportunity, the same different team, same treatment. Whisper did not put a foot wrong when he got his chance.
Catara.
Yes, my friend.
Catara. Do you know that Andre's son and Whisper
play on the same side?
Did not come within 10 meters of each other for the game?
Because Andre's son, no one nothing to do with it. I said him and his friends, the fellas.
Why is that?
The fellas. Him and the fellas.
No. What I'm saying, you started out your argument by saying Whisper Dashway the man's son when they never eat.
The one that you feel at the same time.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask
me just help you, man. They were not on the field at the same time. So how did that happen?
Hold on. I will give you one word. You remember that famous player?
He's actually trying to explain that, man. It's
Hold on, man. You are not being factual. You're saying.
Go ahead, explain it.
I said he can ask his son and the fellas. His son was the best person to be able to tell him, because I'm sure.
Cataract, you said that ask his son where Whisper dash way.
Yeah.
And
dash them out.
How he was supposed to do
them and zap
not
them
on the field at the same time, Cataract.
Scared. In hiding. Dear Lord, let this cup pass me. That's what the Bible says.
Cataract. Cataract. Nobody. At least I can speak for me.
Was he on the field the same time as Damari Gray?
I have
because was your son on the field at the same time as Damari
Hold
Gray?
on a minute. Hold on.
Was young Fortune on the field the same time as Damari Gray?
Yes. So let me say this to you.
Did he lock down Damari Gray?
Hold on.
That's not
his responsibility.
Cataract. Look, I'm not going to be this.
Cataract. Let me make his point now, man.
So hold on. Let me share this with you. I have no objection to anyone who's in the Jamaican squad. None whatsoever to anyone. But I would like for you, if you're gonna say to us, if you're gonna make certain if you're gonna be bullish about certain people being in the squad, you should be able to tell us why. And so far, you have not said
he scored on his debut. He has not put a foot wrong in the minutes that he has been given. He has played with effort. Yes,
you know how many guys.
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
He needs to work on the defensive aspect of his game. That's what we pointed out when he made his debut against Trinidad in the 2-match series, and he seems to have taken that on board. And as more and more as he works on the defensive aspect of his game, tracking back, etc., that was the weak point. But then why bother track back? It's only Trinidad.
The question is not what he needs to work on. What specifically did you see? Okay, let's be serious about it. Look, hold on. Let's dispute your point. You said he scored on his debut. Great.
And did not put a foot wrong. Put a foot wrong.
Hold on. He scored on his debut. Could you describe the goal for me?
Foot wrong.
Could you describe the goal for me?
A long-range effort that took a deflection and went into the back of the net, left the keeper standing.
Right. And that based on that, you are making a case going forward.
Yeah, that your defender is a clown and the keeper was not at fault.
Jack, you're a piece of work.
The defender is a clown. He couldn't.
I am sure.
And let me go further. Don't forget that he dismissed 2 players before that. He beat them.
I am sure that the young man deserves to be in the squad, but you have not made a case.
I have not made a case. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
I could probably make a case for you.
So people, what I am saying, like, Andre is saying Whisper should be in the team. He's not saying that he should not. Right? What he's asking Cataract is for Cataract to explain what Cataract said, that based on what he saw. And truth is, what Cataract saw was Whisper dashing away Andre's son, who was not on the field.
2 players. One who I seem to have mistaken Andre's son.
Whisper was on it. That's
Look here. I'm not going to make frivolous statements and say all 3s look alike because they don't. But they all play alike. They all play alike.
I think you're in the wrong business.
Look here, man. They all play alike with an inability to lock down Jamaican players. So I ask for your forgiveness if at the time your son was not the one of the 2 gentlemen being dashed away. But I'm pretty sure he would have gotten his dash ray from Damari Gray.
All right. Andre, you need to come to Jamaica, you know. Our Cataract, I need to know when, because you can't go to Trinidad, you know. Maybe when you go to the States,
I can't go to Trinidad all the time. Last time I went to a match in Trinidad, they can tell you, ask Spanner Dennis, they can tell you. There's a riot in the stadium. I don't play.
Cataract, what I'm saying is, Cataract, you haven't been to Trinidad in more than 10 years.
Yes, in more than 10 years.
Okay, yeah.
And so they have laws in Trinidad now.
In more than 10 years. I've been through Piarco.
They have laws in Trinidad.
I stayed in Diego Martin. I took a maxi taxi.
Who you know in Diego Martin?
Took a maxi taxi. And
anyway, hey, Cataract.
Make up for yourself. I have to run though.
Yeah, you did say you have to run some time ago, but but thanks for sticking. I went to meet Ethan Pinnock's father, you know. So Ethan Pinnock is my baller and thing, you know. So
Okay.
big up Mr. Pinnock. You understand me? Carl, bless up yourself. You understand, so. Yeah, man,
Manage, I have a
Ketchup,
question. I have a question for you in the last few minutes. I just think we can lock off at 4. But I have a question for you, Manage. Any updates, anything on why it is that they between the Gold Cup and now, the administratively or whatever, not the technical staff, because they can't pick a player who doesn't have a passport. We haven't been able to add any additional players to the ranks of the pool that the coach can select from. Reese Nelson, who was very gun-ho.
I think because Reece Nelson had an injury, and I think that and the whole negotiation with Arsenal that slowed it down. But I believe that the discussions are ongoing with players like the Rico Henry, the Reece Nelson, the Mason Greenwood, so, and Isaac Hayden. So let's continue, for the persons who know them, let's continue to reach out to them and do what needs to be done. Like I just spoke to someone today and I just basically said it to them, listen, get the Jamaican documentation. It doesn't mean you have to play for Jamaica. Like a lot of the players were hoping that they would get called up for England in this window. At least 2 of them were confident, given their form, that they would have been called up. They were not.
Which
so
2?
Maybe
Rico Henry?
I will not call 2 of the players. I don't have to call their names. You can make them.
Yeah, but 2 of them not play. It was very unfortunate. Isaac Hayden.
What I'm saying to you, Ketarak, is that you're asking me for names, and I'm saying.
No, you've already given the names. Because you gave 4 players, one of whom is in the process of being banished from his homeland, and the other one who.
What are you talking about? Banished from homeland?
You gave 4 names: Mason Greenwood.
Hold on. What
Rico
are you talking
Henry,
about?
Isaac Hayden, and we all know that Isaac Hayden is trying to get a move away from Newcastle. It's very unfortunate that the one that he was trying to fill.
There's Tyreek Mitchell. There's Reece Nelson. There's Mason Greenwood.
No, you didn't name Tyreek Mitchell earlier. But
yeah.
Fine. So now you've added a little mystery to it. But
Tyreek Mitchell was in Jamaica in the summer. He actually had a training session out here in Jamaica.
But so why these things happen? Nobody just said nothing, so we could have just come at the youth that get him passport, even if he never plays for Jamaica.
Because so what I'm saying to you is that you don't know, maybe the process started and there are issues why it has not been completed. Don't assume that it has not started.
I'm not assuming, I'm just asking. I'm just Tyreek Mitchell is a player that I have been tracking a long time.
You said, why didn't someone go and talk to him about getting
No. I said, why didn't someone call me? The king.
Call you. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Call you.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
All right.
Any predictions?
No, and Cameron Archer will not be playing for Jamaica in the short term. No. Dane Scarlett, I don't know anything about. Tyreek Mitchell, I really look forward to seeing him.
Yeah. But Ketra, this is the thing. Like sometimes people have these things like they almost talk like, and this is why I don't like the name thing, because sometimes people talk like they know all the facts concerning the players, and I keep on saying to them, all I will say is that if you understand the complexity of some of these situations, why even sometimes the players themselves, when they begin to track down to get the documentation, they basically don't want to anymore.
Yeah, Mannings, I heard you say that yesterday, and you would have heard me say the same thing. There is a particular player who you and I both know that even though it would be great to see him play for Jamaica, it just have to left right there, so.
Yeah, and you can't even discuss it. Yeah.
Right? It just have to leave and just wish him the best. But my thing with a player like Tyreek, and I think people know, is that is both side of the family are Jamaican. There's no if and but or maybe. So I understand that there might be players who there's only a paternal side or a maternal side, but it can't be that there's a problem with every single player. And then some of them who there is no problem with look like them lick them head. It's your program, so I can't do it. But the one with the holy tattoo, Reggie, just go at people in place and get your passport, man. Jano.
All right.
Any predictions, Cataract? Any predictions for the upcoming games? The Honduras
Whap
game.
them and zap them. Whap and zap.
Scoreline.
That's
6,
your
7,
prediction.
8. 6, 7,
Yes.
8.
Whap them and zap them.
Yeah, but how much? 5, 6, 7.
Why are you concerned? This is big boy stuff.
My
This is
prediction:
like upper school.
Jamaica 2, Honduras 0. Jamaica 2.
winning all 2 games and Jamaica getting 6 points.
Jamaica 2, Haiti 0.
That's not a whap.
Okay. So Jamaica doesn't concede and score 4 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, I think so. I think the defense with Amari Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Dexter, Damian Lowe, Greg Lee.
So what are you saying?
Does the surface
you say that Mikel Antonio is on vacation?
That picture above your head, does that affect the game?
You say that Mikel Antonio is coming here to have pina coladas?
Man, does that affect the game?
You predicted 4 goals.
Yeah.
Or is it 4 goals? Is that the score of Mikel Antonio versus Haiti and Honduras?
I said Jamaica 2, Honduras 2. When the man asked you for your prediction, you know what you said? Whap them and zap them. What's the score like? Whap them and zap them. What's the score prediction?
Whap them and zap them. Welcome to Jamrock. But we get closer to the day because we don't know if there's going to be injuries. We don't know if there's going to be last minute withdrawals.
What is your score prediction, Cataract?
No, I have next week. I'll give that to you, man. You know, man, don't take. But the man them haven't touched down yet.
So right.
Yeah, but you're seeing your squad.
When they touch down and I see who actually turns up, I will give my score prediction. Remember you ran for 2 hours yesterday and couldn't give us a predicted start today.
So your score prediction this week is what them and zap them, and next week you'll be more specific.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll add numbers to whap and numbers to zap.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's afraid, man. I hear a caution in his voice. I hear a caution.
I'm just saying that my team will get 6 points. They will win both encounters. That's my expectation.
By what scoreline?
I expect nice competitive games, but I'm thinking that those players who would have come into the team understand the expectations based on the Gold Cup, and should the stadium be at the levels that it will be in terms of the turnout, and they feel that vibe and hear those Cartel, who is better than Marshall Montana, tell them to send back our keys, please.
That's why you had the keys for the city.
Tell them to send back our keys.
That's why you had
the keys. The man get the keys for the city. What? Cartel get the keys for the cell?
Yeah, but
know yourself. I hope nobody don't get injured. I really do. Thank you, know yourself. Thank you, know yourself. Because I didn't know that Dane Scarlett had gone to Ipswich. I didn't know that. So Dane Scarlett try to think. And Dane, you're not gonna make it to my team right now, brother. Cameron Archer up on fire. Even Ollie Watkins, who is having an outstanding start to the season. Garrett Southgate is really saying that he values loyalty. And I listened to his interview when he said he valued loyalty and that he's not going to be chopping and changing his squad. First name on the team sheet, Harry Kane. Second name on the team sheet, Harry Maguire. He's not changing.
First name on the team sheet, Bukayo Saka.
No. The first name on Garrett Southgate's team sheet is Harry Kane. The second name on Garrett Southgate's team sheet is Harry Maguire. Know that. Know this, my friend.
All right, Cataract.
But Bukayo Saka he's cemented his place on the side. No, respect you.
When are you actually going to go?
At 3 minutes. At 3 minutes
before Jamaican time. The ladies them are here. Have a nice
leave at 4. It's now 9 minutes after.
But they attack to be a man, and the ladies them are wait for me.
What do you actually have to leave and go and do?
I'm going to play. They brought the nice little orders from the party. This is white chocolate. It's a nice what do we call it again now? When the ladies before they get married? It's a hen night.
Lots of single women.
Catch
I'm gonna play a 9-9, you know. I'm gonna play a 9-9. Big up yourself. Andre, all the best there, wherever you are. And all the best to Trinidad.
I appreciate
What
you.
did I say? What am I
If
saying?
only you meant it. If only you meant it.
What am I saying? I apologize. All the best to Curacao.
Have a good evening, my friend.
All right, Ketara. Take care. Yeah, man. Thanks again. All right. Andre, just tell us a little bit about Trinidad as we close about their games.
Yeah, as I said, there's Trinidad playing Curacao and El Salvador, but there's
tough games.
The only thing that we've seen is a 40-man provisional roster. So there's not really anything to talk about because you don't know who's been selected as of this moment.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make a prediction or even discuss the names because a provisional roster is just that, and you gotta take 23 from that. So
yeah, all right. We'll discuss that when the team comes out, the squad comes out.
What I could say is that the field is probably in better condition than the one you have expected.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
That's scary.
Yeah.
If this is the national football field, should never get to this condition. Most stadiums is rented for, it just can't sit there all year and wait just to play a couple of games, but that looks bad.
I also want to just mention that Mason Greenwood could be heading to Spain to play for Getafe in La Liga on loan from Manchester United. So that is still being worked on. So wishing the player all the best and that comes through. All right. Yeah. But thank you for coming on. Thanks to everyone. Big up yourself, Peso. He's very outlandish in his views, but everyone is free to their opinion, right or wrong. We will disagree with them, but he has his opinion. And sometimes we can't argue opinion. I tell people that we need to argue facts. What are the facts? And if you can't substantiate your opinion with facts, then it is pointless to argue that. So we don't know what are the facts surrounding selection and omission. So let's not get into that unless we have dialogue with the coach. We cannot assume that there is some conflict, there is some bias or anything without asking the question. So not only that, but the coach knows the player. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. The coach in the press conference said about Corey Burke. He said that he is in dialogue with the club. He said that he has been having injury issues. All right. Look like he has recovered, but they are in dialogue with the club. If for any reason he's injured and cannot be available, then they have the Mario Phillips on standby. So if someone else have other information about Corey Burke, then I don't know. But the coach didn't say he's injured. Right? He didn't say he's injured and he's still calling him. He didn't say that. So maybe other persons have other information, and that's fine.
You see what people don't understand sometimes is that a player may have an injury. It's not a major injury. And during the course of the week, they may manage it. They may manage the player's involvement in training, and the player gets to play on a weekend. And some days is better than others. But for a player to leave to go for a national team, where it's for a limited period of time, and the stakes are high, for a player to go not being at 100%, sometimes that's a very difficult decision to make, because a player could just go and end up not playing at all, especially if the expectation is that player is to contribute. So injuries are, and sometimes the club would prefer monitor an injury because every footballer is an asset to the football club. Right, so sometimes the club might prefer have their staff deal with the injury situation, deal with the recovery period of it until the players are 100% again.
Yeah, and one of the things I've learned, like just being in this space, is to allow things to play themselves out, without jumping to conclusion or casting aspersions. Just allow things, because the time is not long. In 10 days, everyone will know. All right. So that's it. All right. Some people are wondering, like, know yourself, some of those things. Remember, this is the coaches. Like, to question the decision of the coach sometimes is basically saying, I know what he wants more than he does. So I think what would be good, this is why I was saying, know yourself, that when that was raised, someone in the press conference should have asked that question. The coach said in the interview, the players that are not in the squad, they are not in the squad because of them being poor players. He just said he needed to look at some other players, right? So if the coach didn't call up John Russell, to ask a YouTuber or a media person, why didn't the coach call up a particular player? Would not go far. What needs to happen is that in that press conference, I think that would have been a pertinent question to have asked, and an opportunity was missed. So I would say, know yourself. The next time there is a press conference, someone in the media should ask, why was Demario Phillips selected? Why was John Russell not called up, seeing that he was at the Gold Cup? Why? And just ask and let the coach answer. But until then, to build a debate and a conversation about the whole matter has little value, because we don't have all the facts. That's all I will say. You understand me? I felt like, personally, the questions in the press conference never cut it for me. Like, they were asking about the under-17 and the girls' team and tax and, election. Like, come on. This is a squad being dropped. Ask about the players who are out, the players who are in, and prospective player. No one asked about Mason Greenwood or any other. Nobody asked those questions. So that is my thing. But it has been a very long show, almost 4 full hours. I want to thank every single one of you, right? It is Super Friday. It has been a very super show. You can still, right? You can still hit the like button, subscribe if you have not, and share the content as well. Want to thank Cataract for coming on and helping out. Thank Andre for filling in.
Steven coming on and saving Cataract.
Yes, for saving the show and saving Cataract.
Yeah.
And really, really appreciate every single one of you, especially those who have been here from the very beginning to the end. I know sometimes on the replay this is long, but you can watch it in portions. Lots of good discussions were held. Lots of good phone calls were had. Lots of good comments were posted. But we have come to the end of the show for today. And again, big appreciation to you, right? Have a wonderful rest of the week. Check out the other vloggers, what they are doing. Be a part of their show. Show them some love in the same way you show I Am Sure Sports some love. Again, I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And when it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over and we are out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Earths, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard-Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.